ready up?
Yep.
Ready up?
Our golden. Good. Stream's up. Alright. Chat is open. What's... Oh, let me... Yeah, my augment's still good. Oh, hold on, Rack. Did you check something? Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this.
I'm ready. Match is about to begin.
Balls of Liberty. The Liberty of Balls.
That was a very smart thing you said.
It's like Hippo or Starburst.
Falls. Population?
Hippo's done,
Well,
so.
less than yesterday.
We got all 10 of his augments done?
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
so glad to see back at the lucky I'm still in one piece.
I know how you get there first. When I
I
started
need you to look for survivors. Subdue any threats.
I have my
Help me save this town. Copy.
Well, if I could have played this past week, I could have gotten this game done last season.
Although last week didn't have the
Listen
experience.
up. We've got 3 scientists unaccounted for. Last seen in town.
No, it is. I'm not arguing
And
about that.
extracting them is now your top priority.
XPs. I need 700 more crits, son.
900 more. Time comes and Michael bowling again.
No, no, it's such a waste of time. I get no XP.
Sorry you came here yet. Well, if anyone had to show up, I'm glad it was you.
Bruce had better get on soon. He wants XP.
What's he doing out of town anyway?
I have no idea. You know what other game we have to finish someday?
What?
Gears 5.
Yep.
Oh no. Dr. Pelletier.
Dr.
My
Pelletier.
favorite egghead. Not just book smart, but street smart.
Street smart, Rack. In case you didn't know.
Dude, now he's fucking dead though.
Yeah. It's okay, he's street smart, man. But he's dead on the street.
Dead on top of a car on top of the street.
Yeah.
Dr. Pelletier.
Busting heads for fun and profit. And business is booming.
Dr. Fart Sniffer.
Frag
Worst
set.
member of my staff. I'm glad he's dead. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, pests. I put half in the door, by the way.
Tear them to pieces.
Country turret, fine.
Keep wasting those little
Grab the
shits on
ether
sight.
tool.
Oh yeah.
I already, fortunately, already wasted all my money, so. Not money, myself, is going to green, so.
All good, all good.
Max ammo.
So many sentry turrets, we don't
I
even
know.
need that shit.
We don't even use it.
I've never.
I'm gonna shoot the crystals. That break was much needed, Wreck.
It was.
Points.
I don't know how Hippo played for like 12 hours straight.
Dad would have been proud of that one.
The campaign killed it for me, man. Playing 10 hours like that, I'm like, I don't want to do that again. For a
Yeah, I
while.
need more breaks.
So I ate some frozen tacos. Some chalky milk and I'm good to go.
Double points.
Bam. Double points at the end. Where's the groundskeeper?
I wanna pack once before we get out of here.
That's what I do. The ground? No.
So does double XP also extend up to tomorrow?
I just heard it's through the 1st through the 4th, so I don't know if it ends tomorrow or if it ends tonight. I'm sure. It's not like a countdown or anything that would be convenient for us, it just doesn't say. So, I would plan on it being gone tomorrow, but it might still be there. But all I know is it's working now. Whoa, gobblegum jump scare.
Feels like payday every time I see this thing. Can't tell you how much I love that popping sound.
Oh fuck.
Don't tell me you're gonna die. Oh shit. Forgot, yeah, I thought you were gonna do that during the break.
That gets cheaper later.
Max armor.
That's Dr. Molig. Joined the physics team last year. Nice enough guy, but weird.
Anybody got mouthwash?
You know, zombies nobody ever talks about is
Bonus
World War
points.
II's. It's like the forgotten zombies.
Just kind of died after the Darkest Shore.
Dude, Darkest Shore.
Honestly, it's not a bad makeover.
Shadow Throne.
I
That
think
after
you look
Shadow.
great.
That game wasn't very good. Zombies was okay. Campaign is garbage. Multiplayer was garbage.
You didn't like the campaign?
I mean, it was okay, but it was just kind of dumb. I hated the fact that they called the game World War II, yet they only had one small part of World War II. No Pacific, no Soviet front, no Africa, just right after D-Day. Not even like the Western Front before D-Day. No fall of France, invasion of Poland. If you're gonna give it the full title of World War II, you gotta have more than just one.
Tear them to pieces.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
It's like Battlefield 5 was supposed to be like a live service following the entirety of World War II. All they had was war maps in Western Europe with no France. So even the France maps were there, there was no French action. They added no Eastern Front. Yeah, they only had like 2 maps in the Pacific, and that was it.
Maybe
No
the game
Italians
that
were
was
in the
too
game.
big for these guys.
Yeah, they bit off more than they could chew, that's for sure. Battlefield 5 sucked. Did you ever play that garbage?
Extraction is ready when you are, Alpha.
Yo, Exotic Butters. What's up, man? We're just grinding camos here. Oh my god.
And I'll do it again. Many bloody times.
We're doing pretty good, man. We are also just showing. For us.
Insta-kill.
That's up to the host here. But we're just grinding camos, honestly. Anything interesting.
Your safety is our top priority. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, Rack, you just wanted to do all this, didn't you?
Yeah, this is literally it. Just trying to go through it as quick as possible to get camos, get this game completed. Hopefully by tomorrow.
Butters, did you get a gold gun yet? And if so, which gun was it? Or that only applies to you if you have the game up.
You lose. Exfil window closed.
Oh, you took a short break. What the fuck? Already? Damn. So wait, what did you do so much of that you have to take a break? I wonder.
Bonus points.
Quitting time for you. You lucky undead bastard.
Like, are you just going for prestige? Were you doing the campaign? What details, dude? Double pack soon.
Yeah, something to go do right now. I mean, if you come up this way, you can kill like a zombie or two on the way when the round starts.
You know
Get
what?
your pack. You want to be double packed? Or not Mangler. The
Dude,
Margwa.
look at that exact change. Holy shit. I'm gonna be flat broke after this one.
Max ammo.
Dad took a sharky enough to know you fuckers are
There's a
about
calling
to be
card for
chunked.
picking up a bunch of those power-ups. There's an infinite warfare.
Flush whatever the hell just popped out of that corpse.
Go get my misser. Go get my miss.
I'll come out here with this one right now.
You know what game I miss?
Sleeping dogs?
Yes. I already heard the answer.
I heard the answer, but not the question.
Nice.
Yeah.
The game was good.
Oh yeah, I have the one version on my list.
Insta kill.
That's another stream coming up, by the way. Sleeping Dogs in the future. That's like it's like GTA with Kung Fu.
China. It's in China.
Oh, it's in China?
Yeah.
You sure?
They're in Hong Kong.
No. You gotta be wrong. I
Yep.
swear it was in
Nope.
Japan.
It's Hong Kong.
What? I thought it was in Japan this whole time.
Meh, there's so
That's
much going on up
literally
there
it's
anyway.
Hong Kong.
Fuck! Damn, I look like a racist now.
It is 100%. Yeah, look at that, dude. I don't know how you didn't notice.
Bonus points.
You'll have to look at see the truth.
You see that, Peck? How about you get off your ass and give it a go?
Right, do you have zombies on you or you don't?
I'm done.
Okay.
Kaboom.
Need to get my gun upgraded.
And I forgot to change my tactical and lethal. Ah, no matter. I'm getting fucking radical XP anyway. Ease ready. There you are. Come on, this thing to get here.
Big boy.
Decoy going out. Enjoy.
Oh, fuck.
Double points.
Take it from a smuggler who knows. Heads are basically pineapples filled with jam. Anyone packing marshmallows? Oh, too soon?
Max armor.
Thank you.
Need to tap out.
When were you
Exfoliate
fuckers gonna
is
tell me
ready to
about the
go.
three-headed meat
Sleeping
grinder?
dogs.
The three-headed meat growing dead.
Although that, the Ghost DLC was ass.
What?
Or the Ghost DLC, the Nightmare in North Point.
Oh, that shit was bad, bro.
It was. The other DLC wasn't bad. Just it was shorter.
I took a picture. When I took a picture of the final post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious.
Max ammo.
Toss a thermo grenade.
Just like that, I'm level 45.
You're getting there. Once you hit 51, don't forget. You have to do it all over again. Although you'll probably do that anyways. Just trying to get. I'm already almost there.
Well, that's just good, clean fun, isn't it?
There's 2 augments ahead of me, though.
Insta-kill.
Yeah.
You guys know life this game, all of you.
Well, just me and Hippo. Cerberus has only done like 1 augment, maybe. Maybe.
okay.
I don't even know if that.
Tear them to pieces.
I gotta shoot them.
Suspending exfil for now, Alpha. You're on your own.
The thermal grenades are actually pretty good. I like them.
I haven't used them yet.
Pretty easy to get the kills. So the XP. Yeah, imagine they have achievements for Warzone.
Dude, that would be horrible. I really hope that never happens.
Fucking Battle Royale.
Worst achievements known to man.
Max ammo.
I did Apex though. Apex was easy.
Apex was easy. Apex is a lot more, I don't know,
Bro,
balanced. At least it was years ago. I don't know about
I
now.
literally did the whole game by myself in solo queue.
There you
shit
go.
on everyone, dude. It's because I kept playing. At that time I was used to playing with my pro PlayStation friends, so I just picked up all their tricks and fucking used them in level 1 lobbies. Shit.
Apex.
Jackpot. Right in the dog.
Surprised that Elf Mark was on there. Surprised they never added more achievements in Apex. I'm fine with it.
Get a win with this guy. Get a win with all characters.
Yeah, like each update or something. But you know what?
Yeah, already Apex Predator.
Oh, that's a scorcher.
Double point.
Oh wow, now we're good to it. And I can like great.
Yeah, the Marg was everything will bitch.
Make room, you rotted sausages. I'm coming through.
Bonus points.
Trying to help you, man.
Right. So you're from China. So
Yes. You're not from the U.S.
Make sure it's clear fucking English.
Here, come here, kill the abomination.
Oh yeah.
Or I will kill it first.
Hey, an injection. That's like that.
Oh, good.
Yes.
It's better just to find it. Save the scrap.
always told me to stop picking up scabs. Some things never change.
I'm at 1,500 already.
100 headshots.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, I'm triple back.
Dude, I don't even have perks yet. I don't have fuck it, I'll
But I
triple
only have
back. Fuck
stamina.
it, dude. We out here triple backing, alright?
Let's go.
I want to hurry up and do Infinite Warfare though, so I can make a TikTok.
Yeah, I want to get it done too.
Triple back.
Honestly, you're the only thing making me feel somewhat safe out here.
Points.
Dalek JP.
Fuck yeah. Imagine dealing 3-card Monty after chugging one of these. I could retire before the week's out.
What's going on, Rob?
Waiting for you to kill the zombie.
Time for you to come around.
Great, we probably ran away from it. It's fucking teleporting.
Bang, motherfucker.
There we go. Have to do your job for you.
Oh yeah, my job. It was yours. Yours,
Did you guys
What
do
about
the
the next
shock
map?
charge? What did
No.
you guys do here? Which tacticals did you do then?
I've only done a few. I've done the concussion grenade, and I've done frag grenade, and I've done C4, I think.
Oh, C4.
And there was one other. They take a while. I don't really focus on them. Like I don't have them back.
As we say in the
Getting
biz,
back.
got plenty more where that came from.
Working on it.
There's a good shot with the sights there. It's kind of helping me. Okay.
Dude, it's just a ton of like free X.
I'm thankful that we are not completionists together. This game. Oh my god.
Take 100 billion years. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to think about that.
Even hunting is already a lot of effort. Bones and all that.
Holy shit. Please heal. Please heal. Here, there you go. This time I should have survived.
And I thought my life was going up
Oh
a
yeah, I
slang.
need to try that again.
Extraction bird in your AO. Limited time offer.
Drink and soda. I didn't know you could. Oh, I forgot you could get in here. That's right. Did the Mangler destroy it, or did you destroy it?
Oh wait, the Mangler destroyed him?
Yeah, if the Mangler shoots it for you, it allows you to get in here.
Oh, maybe I guess it was an accident.
Where'd the head go?
Like it was probably aiming at you.
We should probably get out of here.
Yeah, it would be a dead trap. One way in, one way out.
Right, you could check on the channel.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm still captain. No point.
There's some maniac who's trying to
I don't know how you build it though in the first room, unless I guess get it from the box if it happens. I don't know if the box can be in spawn though. At least not when the game starts. No.
Did you get the card in here, Rack?
No, I didn't even remember where it was.
That's the wiring for the jet gun.
There you go, Rack.
At least we gotta hear different dialogue for once.
You get it from the box too, right? The jet gun?
Yeah, that's how I got it for the Etherella achievement.
Insta-kill.
I couldn't be fucked to build it.
I built it. I did it on my own, Rack.
Need to shut down that pickup offer for now, team.
I just bought ammo. I guess it's okay, I don't need to buy anything else. I have all the perks triple tapped already.
Speaking of perks, I'll just get stamina. Been up. I went the wrong way. I'm so used to going all the way around now.
See? Can't be hungry if you don't have a head. Problem solved.
Yeah, you always go the wrong way.
I figure I'll just do the longest categories for the guns. It gets me the most XP doing it that way. And then I'll do longest to shortest. I think that'll do me a favor.
I don't really know if it matters too much because we're not
When
going
did everything
for
get so
opals.
syrupy?
Yeah. XP wise, I think it'll be better for me.
I wonder if the Modern Warfare 2019 game feels lonely because it's not a part of this collection. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, but not Modern Warfare 1.
Hippo and I will have to do that then.
Hippo's already done.
2019.
Yeah,
You did?
he did it like a year ago or something.
Oh.
Yeah, all four of us did games for that game. Would have, I guess it will be separate because I did where Starburst did it, but then he lent me the disc so that I could borrow it, you know, and
Max ammo.
and then like a couple years later Hippo did it,
Okay.
and then it'll be over. Maybe they'll add it to Game Pass.
I hope, man. I don't want to spend money on that game.
Apparently that game is like completely falling apart at this point.
No, in its prime, bro, that game slapped. The multiplayer was legendary, and Warzone.
That Warzone was the best part of the game.
Yeah.
Campaign was awful though.
I didn't like the campaign.
Yeah, well, just I mean, like compared
First
to
one
the
to say
original
screw from the Barbie gets a fucking
The OG
knife.
Modern Warfare, all the characters are way better. The story
Don't
is
suppose
good.
Uncle Sam gives out medals for marksmanship.
Like bald lesbians
Little baby.
escaping. And the Russians are like cartoonish.
I'll make this look
That
easy.
is ridiculous.
But it's not. It's not
The
at all.
Russians are
I
evil,
hate
but they
it.
handled them a lot
Just want a
better in
beer. Captain Price now is like Care Bear Captain.
The old Captain Price shot at me in a huge war of America.
He literally he detonated a nuclear device over Washington.
Well, I thought it was just an EMP.
It was a nuclear bomb, but nuclear bombs have the effect of EMPs as well. And he detonated it in orbit above, so that it wouldn't actually destroy the city, just cause it big blasting benefits.
Yeah, that shit was fucking. That was so good in the remastered version.
It did. He actually destroyed the ISS.
Yeah.
But you know, it's war. That Marvel is war, by the way.
Fucking killed the astronauts. He didn't even tell anyone what he was doing either.
Nope, he knew they'd try to stop him.
He did kind of turn the tide back.
He did, he fucked up the entire Russian army that was there. Destroyed their whole air force.
And America's Air Force, too.
Well, the U.S. Air Force was like already obliterated at that point. The Russians had control of that area, so him doing that took out the Russian strategic air forces, which then allowed U.S. forces to regroup and take back the White House. And D.C. Although they still had New York.
Oh yeah, New York was fucked.
That was in the third game, is when the Russians got pushed back towards New York and stuff, and they had to finish them off there.
We cannot
Or they launched their invasion of Europe. So yeah, that stuff was way more cool than the new Modern Warfare campaigns. You had all-out World War III.
Someone go grab a mop and a bucket.
Oh, what if we
gotta
go to Mexico? Somebody says a bad word. It's like, man. Not compared to the originals. I want my name on a whim.
The U.S. Army was... sorry, the Russian Army was this way after the bomb, too, because they couldn't communicate.
Oh yeah, and they're trapped in foreign territory. They're just having a bad day. They still had a lot of troops.
I wish we got a follow-up on the rest.
Yeah, it was what that new squad MW.
No, I like the new squad better. I'm not gonna lie.
Burn the burgers up.
Sick. Look who's keeping up with you geezers.
Take out that video.
Yeah.
Fucking arbiter.
Heroes, I need you to invade Russia all by yourself. Just give them all the jobs.
Why haven't we been doing this the whole time?
I like Sandman's squad.
Yeah, it's too bad they all died.
Yeah, that's why I like them better.
They died.
Go!
Never found out what happened to Frost.
Yeah, I would have loved to. Metal Zero for
You never saw him.
Yeah, I don't, and I wonder why he wasn't even included in the mission.
Well, some people theorize that there's like this dead body that you see in the elevator. Some people think that's him.
That would have sucked.
But it's not wearing like the same uniform as the rest of them, so nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Little Zufo. Oh, copy.
Star.
I miss this one. Yeah. Say star, damn it. Star!
It's the way he says it.
Open fire. You gotta fight them.
No, it's the voice actor though. He kills me.
Get standing in my way.
Yes, that's why we gotta move. Now open that door.
That mission's great.
Yeah, but the U.S. was really willing to do that. Take out their own troops in the process too. That's kind of fucked.
Well, they didn't realize how many troops they had left on the ground there. They thought the Russians had like total control. So they were just like, that's why they had to get up there and stuff the flares to show that there's still friendly troops down there.
Fair enough, fair enough.
That's what you get for splattering your slop all over my good boots.
I just took out the whole truck. I wish they made like a full game of them invading Russia or something.
Yeah.
Made peace. Because of
mackerel.
Yeah, it's all because the American troops rescued the Russian president.
Well, and the Russian president himself. Easily held in their mind at the end. President Poroshenko.
Oh yeah, I think it was that. I think you said it like that.
Yeah, right. Alright. That game is great. Missions are all over the world. Russians kind of fucked up the world for a long time in those missions.
Too soon?
What?
They conquered like almost all of Europe.
What, the Russians? The Russians? You're talking
Yeah, the
about?
Russians.
Yeah. They used fucking gas to do it. I remember that shit.
They did, yeah, they
Look,
fucked up.
mommy. Look, mommy, there's brains.
Oh, yeah.
That's so fucked. Oh yeah, Rack, there's an injection on me.
Yeah. Ventilating you shits never gets old.
Coming.
Exfil is available, Alpha Team.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, cancel that.
That's okay, we can still evac in a second.
86 that.
Got that shitty ass missile. Time to evac, peeps.
Hey, I got a double point, Bob.
Oh, nice.
Marking location.
Stop. Stop.
I don't remember the damn call sign, alright? Don't shoot.
Future reference. It's
Get out of this
stop.
hellhole. We are RTB.
Chopper inbound for extraction. Get to the LZ.
Proper response. Alright, wait, Rack. Oh, I'll take this one. Just take out the zombies.
Stealing all my kills with a high one.
Rack, you already have the achieve, man.
I know.
Got it, man. Yeah.
Run him over, Noble.
Level 46, here we go.
Looks pretty hairy down there.
You might be.
Brain feels like it's been through the microwave. But hot damn.
Time to
Talk about
evacuate now.
cathartic.
This gun just looks so out of place. Lower accurate, they didn't pack much at all. They just went in with guns. Normal guns.
Well, you do go in with guns. But you come out with better guns.
Dude, look at my crits. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, Urgent.
Oh
Oh
my
my god.
God.
Don't let your parents see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they will ban you from the cathedral forevermore.
Oh my god, bro.
Wow, I'm literally like a centimeter away from elemental pops. I'm not even gonna bother. Because I don't want all the XP for a full match to go to waste on that.
Wow.
Can't believe
Okay.
the game did that. Well, no, literally, earlier it was the same thing, so I just played a game by myself and did like, what was it called? Just like 10 rounds, and that was enough.
What? Wait, but why wouldn't you? Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get
Because
it.
otherwise, yeah, I want
get
all
it.
that XP for the next augment.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Good. Good. Stop.
Texas.
Stop. See, that's what I need to do.
Ambush.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. Alright. Dead shot. Daiquiri. Daiquiroos. Alright. 200 more crits. And then it's basically I have to get brain rot on this gun, I think this game, right after I get the crits. Okay. And then the reticles, how's it looking? Holy shit, I'm close to that too. Okay.
Oh shit, thank you for reminding me, I just forgot about that. I gotta change that.
Put stickers on this gun, dude. Stickers. Stickers. Alright, ready, Rack?
Yeah.
Let's start. When it 51 though, if it's mid-match rack, can we extract early? So I could do the thing.
No. I mean, if you hit 51, like, you're not at max level, so it's okay just to finish the match.
Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it'll fuck up the rotation of the XP.
You're rotated. Fuck yeah.
Alright, get banned. I can get banned. So I'm just gonna say that's 7 augments now. I'll count that one that's technically not done, but
Alpha
A
Team,
as well.
this is Chief of Security Blanchard. Are you a sight for sore eyes? I've been holed up in the mansion since yesterday trying to organize the payment response. Now that you're here, let's lock down that AO. I'll track body cams.
Fuck, I had to reload!
Insta-kill.
Alpha, search the area. We've got 3 Janus Science personnel missing. Their knowledge is critical to mission success, and we take care of our own.
Take care of our own rack.
Dude, I guess, but they let them go out here and die, man.
Yeah, why would they send him out with no guard?
The hell out of shooting lawn gnomes with an air rifle.
Even the street smart guy, I mean, come on.
He thought he'd be fine.
Sorry you came here yet, but if anyone had to show up, I'm glad it was you.
Your safety is our top priority. Thank you for your cooperation.
What scientist? Like the one that turns us into ghosts. Who was he again? What was that doctor's name?
I don't even remember. Oh, Dr. Panos.
Oh yeah, Panos. Yeah. I know it rhymes with a name of something. Like Dr. Thanos.
Panos. Damn, you already got the money.
I know what you're referring to as well. And I forgot to change my tacticals again, man. It's okay, I'll just buy more.
Throwing frag.
Yo. Oh, lucky there.
Good thing it wasn't a nuke.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Ed. It's just sentry guns every time.
Yeah, I think it's because we're on the lower ends when that happens. So the game just gives us garbage.
Oh, that.
Make the most of it. That's treasure.
Dad would have been proud of that one.
National treasure. Where's Mokayla Mokiat?
Tear them to pieces.
Way to slug that bug, Alpha.
Look how he compliments you for killing one of these creatures, but not if you kill a billion of them.
He's watching us. Too. So body cam footage.
He is. He knows what's going on. He refuses to sing.
Max ammo.
That must have been Dennis Riffle. Church groundskeeper. Good guy. Seems his luck didn't stick around in the
Good
end.
evening.
Wonder
How
what
are
he's
ya?
for.
Good, how are you?
I am good.
Chilling.
Yeah, I was just watching some YouTube and the notification popped up that you were on. So
Whoops. Where'd your head
figured
go?
we'd catch up. It's been a while. A lot's happened, at least in my life.
Who was that?
Well, have I really talked to you since Normandy back in June?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was that, and then just like a week and a half ago, I got back from Germany and Switzerland.
How'd that go?
It was good. My brother is studying in Ulm in southern Germany, for most of the semester. He's studying abroad. So I figured I'd go over and visit him, and we'd go to museums. And I have an internet gun friend in Switzerland who had a standing invite to come shooting with him whenever
All right, Riffle. Let's see what
whenever
you can
somebody
keep
was
locked
in
up
the
in
area.
here.
So yeah.
Handbrake.
I went and shot with him as well in a 300-meter indoor shooting range inside a mountain tunnel. Yeah. And then we went to another shooting range that is also the guy's gun store, or the gun store that he frequents, and the guy has an indoor range there. And the owner of that range has an MG42, a PKM, and 3 Sturmgewehr.
Found the German armory after the
Yeah. So just lots of cool experiences all around. Went to a bunch of like car and airplane museums with my brother. We went to the Mercedes and Porsche museums.
Wouldn't mind this in the
We
sunny,
went to
sunny
the Deutsches
store.
Museum again, which we went to when we went back in high school. But it's under renovation, so like half of it is closed. Now you couldn't tell because they did a good job of hiding it, but in the main airplane hall with an ME-262, a BF-109, an
Custom hits for
ME-163,
fun
all
and
that
profit.
stuff is open.
And
in
business
there.
is booming.
But yeah, I was like, this is the other end of the building. There were completely a whole bunch of other rooms that we haven't even seen. And then when we went back by, it's like, oh, it's under renovation for 4 more years. Yeah. But anyway, so we went to that. We went to it's called a technical museum, but outside they have a Boeing 747 on like 120 foot tall stilts up in the air that you can take stairs up to and go inside of. They had an Antonov AN-22, the big 4-engine turboprop cargo plane that they got in the late 90s because everything post-Soviet was for sale. They had a bunch of other cool aircraft, tons of cool cars. They had one of the Buran Soviet space shuttle test vehicles, the one that had jet engines put on it so it could take off and land under its own power. They had that. Yeah, so the actual Buran, they only did like 2 launches, but this one, since it had its own jet engines, it was so they could take off under its own power and they could it did fly a few times under its own power. They had that one there. It was really fucking big. Inside too. And God, just so much of this stuff, even if it was one museum, it was so cool. And this museum's like sister museum, which is like an hour away from there, has a Concorde and one of the Tu-144s, the Soviet knockoff Concorde.
Oh yeah.
Right next to each other. So we didn't get to go to that one because it would have been a whole extra day. Oh, and then this museum that we went to, they had a 1967 manufactured West German submarine. And having been on a U.S. World War II submarine, even the German Cold War one was laid out where no wonder they lost it. The ergonomics was terrible. On the U.S. World War II submarine that I've been on, I was shocked. Aside from having to go through the bulkhead doors, that are only like 3 feet tall, the whole main deck, I was able to stand up straight up. I didn't have to bend down to avoid anything. I mean, it was close in a few places, but I could stand up straight the whole way, like the whole main aisle. This German one, it was duck down, go around them, jigos, jagos, up them, down, well not up and down all of them, but it's like, it was like, come on guys, you didn't learn. But yeah. So
Extra was
that,
available, Alpha
and then, yeah, that was a really cool museum. Ulm is where Walther, the gun company, is. Their German offices are, and their German factory is, but they have a museum there. But I did all the digging I could online, and it's not apparently open to the public. It doesn't say it's not open to the public, but it just has nothing listed about museum hours or anything. So it's like, well, I guess we're not going there.
Weird.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so. Switzerland was really cool. I just went down to Lucerne for a day because that's where my friend lives. And we also went to the Swiss National Transportation Museum, which was in that same city.
How many kinds of these freaks are there?
Yeah, it was all really cool. And I remember a few of the areas that we visited when we were there back in high school. And it was cool getting to see that again, and then also getting to do a bunch more. So, yeah. My friend in Switzerland has a DSR-1, the German bolt-action rifle that's been in several video games. It's 10,000 Swiss francs, so like $11,500. He bought it new. That was really cool. Very nice. Got to shoot a Swiss Sturmgewehr 57, their Cold War battle rifle, a 550 like I have, a K31 like I have. And then 2 of his really nice handguns that were probably between the 2 of them about $9,000 overall. And this guy, he was a normal dude too. This wasn't like some snobby, hoity-toity person either. And then when we were unloading the guns from his car, one of his a neighbor of his, some lady in like her mid-30s, was walking by with her 2 kids, and she wasn't freaked out. She was like, "Oh, from the bit of Swiss German I could understand." She was like, "Oh, who's your friend here?" And he said, "Yeah, this is my friend visiting from America." And then she switched to English, and she was like, "Oh, did you guys have fun at the range? Do you like it here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, very nice. It's very nice here." The fact that she was pushing 6 feet tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and very attractive, notwithstanding, yeah. But yeah, we were just walking the guns, only some of them in cases, some not, just from the car to the house, and nobody freaked out. I was like, oh wow, nice. So yeah, then in Switzerland, so you have to get permits for different levels of gun ownership. But the deal is, as long as you meet the objective criteria they lay out, the permits are shall issue. Like a carry permit here. Like there's an objective set of criteria that are laid out, and as long as you meet those criteria, yeah. So it's like and that includes being able to buy any machine guns you want too. Yeah. As long if you get to that level, yeah. Now they have requirements on like you have to have some safe when you get to that level and all that. But the guy that ran the range, the second range that we went to, with all the machine guns, he had like a 50 millimeter Swiss field gun, like small field gun, not like big field gun, but like small towed artillery on the carriage and everything inside the store. And he said, "Oh yeah, another one of my friends has a." I forget what it was, but one of the Soviet short-range ballistic missiles with the warhead removed, but the rocket motor still functions. Yeah, they do own that.
Some things never change.
Yeah. So.
I mean, somebody has to have it.
Yeah. But yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, whenever I find out about one of these, and if I can't buy it right then and there, I'll let one of my collector friends know." And yeah, he said. And he was like, "Yeah, there's this one very wealthy man who passed away, and I was tasked with assessing his collection." And he said there were about, did he say about 250 guns in the collection? Yeah. Yeah, just the amount of cool stuff there. Like, dude, it was awesome. Lugers up the wazoo. Now these are. There was one German Luger, but most of them were Swiss Lugers, because the Swiss were actually the first country to adopt the Luger, and they made them in Switzerland as well, under license. Not only that, the Luger was so complex and such a pain in the ass to make, the Swiss in the 1920s came up with their own variation of it that is simplified. Just think about that for a second. The Swiss simplified something because it was too complex.
The Germans over-engineered it to a fault.
Yeah. So, yeah, got to mess with several of those. I wasn't told no, but it also wasn't explicitly offered to me to be able to shoot any of this stuff, and I also didn't want to have to spend more money. So, otherwise I would have maybe half.
Just some light brainwashing and voila.
Well, the guy implied that I can shoot this or that or the other thing, but yeah. Oh, one of the cool things that this guy had was, so, East Germany, they actually made 22 long rifle conversion AK. And on the outside, they look like a normal AK, except for if you look at the bolt here.
Well, that's just good, clean fun, isn't it?
They were, the rifle conversions were, no, I think they made a conversion kit for the rifle. But, I did not realize they also made dedicated 22 trainers. This guy has one of only like 100 known to exist of the Select Fire dedicated 22 training rifle. So East German pebble plastic stock and pistol grip, and then a unique handguard for it because no gas tube or anything like that. And he said, "Oh yeah, dude, this thing has eaten every kind of 22 ammo I've fed through it. It will eat anything." And he said, "I've just not cleaned it for like 2,000 rounds just to see how long it keeps going." And he opened the bolt and showed me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's filthy." And it just keeps working.
This is what we call
just
pre-game.
in full auto all the time, just keeps running. So he had some really cool stuff there. He had one of the like first 1,000 of production of SIG 550s. They were like pre-production prototypes that after they went through troop trials, they sent them back to the factory, slapped new barrels in them, and just sold them off because they were non-standard for the contract. He had one of those. Still Select Fire. Yeah. In Switzerland, I only had some food at the cafeteria. No, I say cafeteria. At the Swiss National Transportation Museum, and it was very good. And it was just and it was good. But at all the German restaurants, oh yeah, like Wiener Schnitzel, or some sort of sausage, usually with some sort of sauerkraut or something potato based on the side. Potato dumplings, which kind of imagine like mashed potatoes, but they're a little more dense and they hold a shape because there's a little bit of egg in them.
Right,
Like
the
big food. What else?
Max
As much as I detest people that take pictures of their food, I just knew that it would be hard for me to think back on all the amazing food I ate, so I actually did take pictures while we.
Oh wow.
My brother and I had lunch at the Porsche Museum. So the Mercedes Museum, the Porsche Museum, the museum with all the airplanes and stuff, they all have like their own cafeteria-style restaurant, and it's all good. Like the Porsche and Mercedes museums, like it's all stuff cooked by chefs. Like you go up to a counter, you order from the menu, they give you a number, and then you take a tray, and then when they call your number, you go take your tray and pick up your plate of food. And it's all cooked by like actual chefs. And it's all good food too. Like you think, like you hear, oh, museum, cafeteria, ugh. Especially here in the US, but they're like, dude, seriously, it's like, I would eat this again. Like, I want to try everything off the menu this evening. It's a breath of fresh air, it really is. Yeah. The funny thing is, beer is cheaper than water at most restaurants. Yeah. Which is, it's strange that they don't serve their tap water at restaurants because their tap water tastes better than it does in the US.
Efficiency's key when running a business.
Like it has
This
no
is amazing.
taste to it, and it's good. But yeah, and even now the places I was in weren't like big cities with a lot of undesirables, but even walking down like one of the main roads in Ulm at like 4:30 in the morning to catch an early train, I never felt unsafe, or if there were a few like stumbling drunk people, it's like I would encounter the same thing if I was walking through downtown Des Moines at this hour. Like where I was in Germany and Switzerland felt no less safe than where I spend my time in central Iowa. Now also I make a point of spending my time in places in central Iowa that tend to be safe, but still. There were not giant hordes of migrants everywhere like I thought they were, like I was afraid
People always told me I was the life of the party. Turns out they were right on the money.
Be advised, exfil
I
windows
feel like
closed.
sometimes the way things are depicted, not always the way they are.
Oh, definitely,
You know,
yeah.
Still, at
Take
the
it
end
from
of
a
the day,
smuggler
Germany's
who
like,
knows.
what, 94%?
Heads are basically pineapples filled with jam.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a lot of people, but Germany's still a nation with like 89 million. So
Yeah,
Germans
exactly.
will, at least for the next probably 250 years, out, you know, way out of everyone else.
Yeah,
That's just how
but
it's
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then I never drove a car once while I was there. I rode in my friend's car in Switzerland because he picked me up at the train station. But my brother, having been there for 3 weeks already, he helped me figure out how to navigate
Feels like
the
my
whole
blood's
train
been
system
swapped with
there.
jet
And I
fuel.
only got lost. And it was on the way back from Switzerland. It was really because I yeah, like with these two apps, and you can even like buy a train pass on there that they have one that's good for 7 days, one that's good for like 10 days, or one that's good for 20 or 30 days, and then one that's good for like 3 months. And when you break it down money-wise, it's cheaper than buying individual train tickets to go everywhere. And you don't have to worry about
That always
buying
said it
individual
pays
train
to have
tickets. You
mates
just
in
buy the pass
places.
on there, pull up the QR code when the conductor comes around to scan your ticket, which they don't always even do that on every train. It's just random spot checks. Now, if you get caught that it's fine.
Any
But yeah,
hotshots wanna
it's
beat my
just
high
random
school?
spot checks. And when I was in, and the train pass is good in every Western and Central European country and most Eastern European countries' national train line, passenger train line. So going from Germany to Switzerland, and also Switzerland is in the Schengen area, so just got off at this one train station and I'm like, Basil, this is Switzerland. We didn't pass anything, it doesn't say anything. Oh, these other trains here are different. Like, it was a DB, a Deutsche Bahn train that I got off of, but it's like, oh, SBB, that must be Schweizerische Bundesbahn. That must be what that stands for. Like, oh, okay. And yeah, the train pass, the unlimited use 7-day pass, good on all of them. And when I was on the trains in Switzerland, nobody even came by to check my ticket.
beats the hell out of shooting lawn gnomes with an air rifle.
Because even the like 3 quote unquote black people that I saw in the plane there were so light skinned and they were black in color because Switzerland has such high standards for immigration.
Is Neil's audio on your stream or Jake?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey man, this is good.
I'm
It's
a
good
fairy
content, man.
princess
You're
and you're
talking
my
about
little woodland mate. Now let's go fuck shit up.
No, but it was especially on the trains. I never felt unsafe.
I mean, the only place I've ever felt unsafe in the United States is Chicago, really.
I mean, I don't blame you. It's Chicago.
It is, yeah. Everywhere else I've visited, Michigan, no problems. Even California, when I went to freaking San Diego, everything seemed fine there. It's really only Chicago that's like a Syrian war zone dump.
Yeah.
And that place, I was like, okay, yeah. Even in Des Moines, that's been fine. No, Berger, there's an abomination over here. It is all.
Oh yeah, I also had a video popped up in my recommended about the Albanian royal family and how they fled to Rhodesia and King Zog. I didn't realize that King Zog came to power through a coup in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. And that he was the 8th cousin of Richard Nixon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in this video, that's the guy said, now, King Zog, King Zog's wife was half American. Half Hungarian, half American. So there was American that circled back around.
His son is 2 days old when they was invaded by Italy. His son moved over here.
Not going on up
He
there
still
anyway.
might be alive when they returned. Albania's throne, which he'll never get to sit on, but... Rip Albania.
Yeah.
That should be your next trip. Albania. Would you rather go to Albania or Moldova?
I don't know.
I do Albania. Bigger country in terms of things to see and
That makes
and
it
yeah,
look
closer to
easy.
Western Europe. And
But it's not. It's not at all. I hate it. I just want to be
Moldova,
it.
what's there to even see there besides going to Transnistria?
Yeah.
That's your next vacation. Plan that. I go triple pack or you stay. Get in my way.
So, when you said Moldova, that reminded me, I saw somebody linked something in a Discord server today. Latvia, Lithuania, one of the Baltic states, stopped a whole convoy of charter buses from Russia. They were buses full of people that Russia was busing down to Moldova to vote in the election.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Russia just rigged the elections in Georgia as well.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, like, being a Moldovan nationalist and having your nationals leaders be the ones that are, like, publicly sucking Russia off. And Russia has invaded Moldova, and Moldova, and yet the so-called nationalist Russia's our future. Russia's our friend. Dude, Russia has assaulted you numerous times. How are they your friend? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ventilating new shit never gets old.
Oh yeah, I finally have my AR finished now after 4.5 years. Got the last part of it. Well, I found the last part of it in a bucket somewhere, but I finally got the right red dot feedback on my AR. I got an aim-point accurate speed to piggyback up there with a plate for it. And then I found my IR laser illuminator to put on top of it. So my AR is now totally done.
Combat ready.
Sure. But yeah, so got that done. Oh yeah. Now. Met her on Steam. I know it sounds kind of the algorithm. There's nothing to pay for. There's no throttling. It's completely. I mean, I know Zuck is using your data, of course, but I mean, there's no. It all just comes down to swiping left and right. There's no pay for anything. There's no daily limits. And I'd heard. I have several other friends that had good success on this. Great success. And so I figured I'd give it a try because I'd been on the 3 major dating apps for over a year with not much success. Most I would get is a few dates and then either a ghosting or a I don't know, sort of thing. So this girl, now she lives in Cedar Rapids, and here's the deal. A few times early on, she mentioned her business, and I was like, oh, great. Probably Amway or some bullshit MLM. I was like, I didn't really ask her to elaborate, but what I eventually did, no. She runs basically a soda fountain out of an old horse trailer that she runs completely and owns herself. Yeah, her dad, who's an electrical engineer, her trailer, but yeah, she does that, and she got fired from her old job, one of those deals where they make shit up and fire you, and she's been doing that, doing the trailer thing all year full time, and made good money doing it, so like she's made enough money throughout the year to not have to worry about that. Yeah, like she was telling me, like, oh yeah, today I made $900. Now, that's overall, that's total sales, not factory materials. But still, now, buckle in. She lives with her parents. However, you still there?
Alpha team, exfil window closed.
You were talking.
I heard I heard a thump and the background noise.
No, that's right.
Oh, okay.
I have that thing turned on where people's mics pop up when they're doing something, so I never have to worry about who's actually saying something. I always know what's going on. Go ahead.
I gotcha. So she told me that about 2 years ago, she had been in a relationship that had gotten to the point where they bought a house together. Well, she bought a house and they moved in together. 2 months into owning the house, the guy left, so she sold the house and made so much money off the sale of the house that she was able to pay back all the debt she had. All the debt she had, student loans, everything.
We're mates now, but don't expect me to make friendship bracelets.
Is a car payment. That is it. She lives with her parents right now, waiting to, find the next good deal on a place. Basically, similar deal I had with my folks before I bought my house. They were letting me live there with the understanding of I'm looking for a place to buy, so to save money. So yeah, even though she lives with her folks, there's that big asterisk to that. So not a loser, driven, wants a family, yada yada yada. Yeah, so we've hung out about every other, maybe every third weekend for the last 4 months. Last weekend, there was some light show thing up in Milwaukee, so we made a weekend out of that. It sounded lame until I looked it up and it was like, did you ever go to Jolly Holiday Lake?
Yes, my dad actually organized a lot of it when I was younger. He worked for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, where he volunteered.
Oh, nice.
He worked at Meredith and in between that. So we go there a lot. I even volunteered. So he'd be there and watching. Yes, I'm very familiar with it.
Nice.
Saying the
A
biz?
very unfortunate
Don't let him know where that came from.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad. A lot of fun times and memories with that. But this reminds me a lot of that, except and it was in like a big public park, like a giant park. And it was seriously 45 minutes long. And instead of the stuff being inflated with lighting, it was all wire frames with fabric cover, like fabric printed on. So I took some pictures, but it was actually pretty. Now it was kind of Chinese themed, so who knows what the CCTV's involvement is. But
some light brainwashing and
it was pretty
voila.
cool overall. I was actually impressed. I was like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do this. she wants to see this, and then I was like, yeah, I want to do this and this in Milwaukee. We each get to do our own thing, but that was so cool. And then so yesterday, one of the guys at the shop at the gun store got married, and so like 3-4 weeks ago, I asked the girl if she wanted to come to Des Moines for the wedding, and I hadn't gotten her to come to Des Moines yet, but I was like, hey, it's gonna have to happen eventually. So I asked her if she wanted to come to the wedding, and she said, gladly. So she came to town yesterday for the wedding, and then, so she got to meet my coworker. Oh, before that, though, earlier in the afternoon, I took her to Crossroads because she wanted to go shooting. And she has a handgun, but it was a hand-me-down, and it's the cheap one. It's not a Taurus, it's not a Sky, thankfully, but she doesn't like it, and she had several reasons why she didn't like it, which that's a good start. At least we can work with that. So I wanted to get a few different, carry handguns in her hands and get her thoughts. And yeah, we shot some, and then got ready for the wedding, went over there, and then she and her mother, who's semi-retired, are spending the whole rest of the month of November down in Utah, where her oldest sister and her family live. And so that night after the wedding, she was going to go pick up her mom. Her dad brought her mom down into town to visit other family, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, she picked up her mom, and from Des Moines, they left and hit the road to go out to Utah. So she's going to be gone for a month, but 2 weekends in a row was nice to make up for that. But yeah, so that's that going. She has a good head on her shoulders. Conservative, like she said. Initially, the plan was her and her mom were going to leave on election day, like after they went and voted in person. But they ended up voting early instead, in person. But because there was a family, they wanted to get down there a few days early for timing of something else. But yeah. So before we went to Milwaukee, she wanted me to meet her mom, or her mom wanted to meet me before we, I guess, went off for a weekend together, and her mom seemed to like me, and then when I dropped her off last weekend, I got to meet her dad in passing, and us working in kind of overlapping fields, we were able to talk technical stuff for a little while, so they seem like good people, and also, I didn't realize until last weekend that, her family are Mormon. That's yeah. But I didn't realize it, and because it was never flat out said, they didn't seem like, the hoity-toity, I mean, I shouldn't say hoity-toity. They weren't like the, they're all wearing black dress pants, a white button-up, and a black tie sort of people. They seemed like normal Midwestern people. So that kind of caught me off guard, but she said, yeah, I went to that. Remember how I went to college in Utah? And I said, yeah. She said, yeah, I went to that college because I didn't get into BYU. And when she said that, I was like, oh, you're Mormon. So one nice thing is she hasn't pushed on me like, hey, you want to come to church with me? When do you want to come to church with me? So she hasn't pushed that. It sounds like her ex, I haven't flat out asked, but I don't think she was. So
someone go grab a mop in a bucket.
We'll just have to.
We gotta go.
I'm just going with a we'll just have to wait and see sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't want to be generalized, but some of this shit about the Mormons is kind of like cultish and like bizarre as fuck.
I know.
Right. They act like Soviets. Me too. Disgusting.
So, to be fair, and this is before I even met her that I knew this, polygamy has not been a mainstream Mormon thing for well over 100 years. They had to outlaw that in Utah before they allowed Utah to become a state.
I've still heard though that it does happen.
It does, yeah. But those are they're like the Branch Davidians of the So, yeah.
Some of their take on Christianity is just weird. Always kind of reminded me of the Nation of Islam. That's what they're
Yeah, they believe it's a pretty far out lore and origin.
Like, I'm not gonna shit on her. It's like, what I've heard, about Mormons.
No,
It doesn't mean they're bad.
Even before knowing her, I did a fair bit of diving into their lore, and it's very fascinating. But it's also, and it's interesting how they tie a lot of stuff together, but how they also try to incorporate, early American history with, God. It's very fascinating, but it's a tough pill to swallow, and I don't know if I'll be able to get on board with all that shit. So, yeah,
I'm a fairy princess
I
and
have
you're
an
my
idea
little
of
woodland
what I'm
maid.
getting myself.
Now let's go fuck shit
Now, when
up.
I found that out, it was also like, great, and I have to recalculate a bunch of things in my mind. But I'm not going to say too much. But she's not a total prude either, so that's nice. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like just by her being willing to, go to different places and see different things, she's already like leagues ahead of like most of the very narrow-minded Mormons that even say like, "Hey, do you want a soda pop?" They like shut down and go, "Soda pop is a sin," and hide.
The fuck is a Mormon?
Oh, you never heard of them?
Nah,
I
bro.
guess it makes sense here in Canada. Probably not
Honestly,
widespread.
it's not a bad makeover. I
Oh,
think you
yeah,
were great.
that would make sense. So, Mormons they consider themselves Christian.
Oh, okay.
But
There's a butt.
There's a Margwa.
there's a big but.
Oh,
They
man.
believe that in these 3 days between when Jesus was killed and when he rose again, in that 3-day period, they believe that he teleported over to North America and spread the word of God to the Native Americans.
What? No.
Yeah. That is the basis of their belief. And
That is
the
so
whole-
far.
And then they believe in the early 1800s that a man found golden tablets that the records of these teachings were engraved on. And he then translated everything from these tablets and wrote them down into what is known as the Book of Mormon. And the Book of Mormon, like how there's the New Testament and the Old Testament of the Bible. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm following. I'm
Okay.
just trying not to die as well.
The Book of Mormon they treat as a third testament of the Bible. So they believe in all the Bible and everything and all that, but they believe in this third extra testament as well of all these extra alleged teachings from when Jesus came over to North America for 3 days 2,000 years ago.
Weird question. I guess not a weird question, but why do the natives in North America, but not like the natives in South America or like Asia? Why did he just come randomly over here?
That's a good question. That's a good question, and I don't know if they ever really acknowledged that. Something about the Native Americans that Jesus came and preached to were one of the
That always
12
said it
lost
pays to
tribes
have
of
mates in
Israel.
low places.
Something that preached about, talked about in the Bible. Something about that. Like that specific tribe. I don't remember which tribe it was. But
The family of that middle
specific tribe that
Everything's
it
middle
was like,
school.
oh, you're one of the lost tribes. They
Go for a peck on it. Yeah, I know it's tempting.
something along those lines. There's music team knowing better. He can be a bit of a snobby lesson sometimes, but he does very thorough, very good research, and he actually kind of plays the part of someone who believes the thing, and he does a good job of it. And he does a good job of explaining a lot of the lore behind Mormonism, Seventh-day Adventists, a lot of the kind of fringe sects of actually Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. So his video I've watched even before I probably watched that video of his 5 times before I even met this girl.
Pick up windows
Just
open.
to brush up on my Mormonism lore. But yeah, so there's some
Thank you, that spot.
interesting stuff they believe.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
That's not even like the half
That's
of it. There's so many
That's
like
the
just
basics.
Yeah,
Roger that.
there's so many
Bird headed
things
your
that they
way.
just like believe or how they conduct themselves in
LP
public, how
Private,
they
get under
dress,
control.
and it's bizarre little rules that they follow. And they're just kind of weird. A lot of them are really snobby, you know, they think that they're kind of like how
I'm a
Israel's
fairy
black people,
princess
you
and
know,
you're
they're
my
like
little
superior
woodland
people
mate.
because
Now let's go
they
fuck
believe
shit
certain
up.
things, that they're chosen and all that other bullcrap.
Dude,
But on the other
fucking
hand,
Catholic.
same. I was born and raised Catholic too. I went to Catholic school. But yeah, the thing is that a lot of even the hoity-toity ones, at least on the surface to outsiders, non-Mormons, they put on a good face of being nice and approachable.
Okay.
So that like the
And you met this chick where?
Facebook dating.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing up in Canada, but
It
yeah,
is. It is.
Yeah. I only got on it because when I first heard about it, I was like,
Dude, I got on it for the fucking memes, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'd only been on it for like 2 months, and then I met this girl. So
Good for you, man.
and I mean, I'd been on Hinge for 2 years. After
God
about a year
damn.
and a half ago, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get on all the major dating apps. I got on Tinder, I got on Bumble. I'm not proud to admit it, but I even paid for premium subscriptions on those for a while. Yeah, and
bastard.
never got any farther than a few dates, and then either a ghosting or, I'm not ready to go any further. Thanks for the dates.
They just,
So-
they just wanted
and
you
this
for
is-
free food, bro. That's-
I mean, oh no, usually it wasn't even to the point of free food. It was like a coffee date or two. Like
Right.
I would plan them at like 2 in the afternoon at a coffee shop, like, or like I had a whole place worked out. It was my first date spot. It's not too far from a college, so there's always people there, people studying. Public place, a good number of people there, not crazy crowded, but public place, high visibility. They have food, but it's also a coffee shop and they have ice cream. So it's like, we're going there at 2 p.m. This is not lunch. This is not dinner. It's like a coffee shop. This is a coffee date.
Yeah.
Like I had a whole system worked out with that.
Wait, right.
But anyway, yeah, and this is in the Midwestern U.S. This isn't like on one of the coasts where the market is absolutely fucked. Like, I hear guys that live out on the coast and in giant cities talk about how absolutely fucked the market is, and it's like, and I thought, like, for a while I was like, oh yeah, it's different here in the Midwest. And it is, because women do have more realistic standards here at least. But
realistic
it was
standards?
really just,
That's a thing of the past.
I said, how about this? Less unrealistic standards
Okay.
than you hear about in a lot of mass media. How about that?
Alright.
Yeah. It's like, and here's another thing. I'm 6'4". I have
Jesus Christ, dude. God.
I'm 6'4". I have a little bit of a gut, but like I'm
Dude,
human shaped.
they don't care.
I lift.
Dude, you got height.
And
That's true,
I'd heard
that's
so many guys complain about, you know, oh, I'm a manlet. They'll never swipe right on me. It's like, dude, I'm 6'4" and it doesn't get me shit. Welcome to the club.
Dude, you have an advantage. What do you mean, man?
I exactly, and that's what, for like the first year I was like, I have an advantage. I'm tall. I even had a picture of me on my
I fucked up.
motorcycle.
I gotta
But
leave.
welcome just the same.
I fucked up. I
I'm
put on
in
the
the
wrong.
mansion. Command center.
Let's just let him kill us.
Injured,
Okay.
but intact. Most
I'm sorry.
everyone
Like
else is...
I had pictures. I've grown my hair out into a mullet, and I have long, brown, curly hair. Not like black people curly hair, but long, like curly brown hair. With aviators, with Hawaiian shirts on, like I was trying everything. I even had multiple friends like take pictures of, not trying too hard, but like I was following a bunch of not pickup artists, but like profile, like accounts on Instagram that are like, here's tips to make your dating profile more appealing, that sort of thing. Not like, here's what to do to, you know, get women to fuck you. Not that sort of cringy shit, but like just, you know, basic profile tips sort of stuff.
All right, yeah.
Because I'm not that fucking desperate. It was more like, you know, here's some objective things that are good ideas to try. It's like, I'll try those. I tried a lot of that stuff. Didn't really help that much. I could have had some better pictures of me, but I mean, my pictures weren't terrible. I made sure to have a few full body pictures in there to show that I'm not a land whale.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, I tried. I did.
That's good, bro. That's good. It gets
But,
you
yeah.
gets your step in the door. I forgot to say.
Foot in the door, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. Just getting my foot in the door with a lot of women, or in the first place, was surprisingly difficult. I was like, what else do I need to do?
Dude, no, it's not you. It's because, bro, they got a roster, you know.
I know. Hoflation is real.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Buddy, you got to get rack here on Tinder.
Hell no.
So unironically, so the reason why I got on Hinge first, and there is another dating app I'm not mentioning that Brogan remembers a few not quite relationships I was in off that one. But sorry, Rat. Remembers a few of the Brogan remembers a few of the not quite relationships I was in from that. But I got on Hinge first because I have a few other friends and friends of friends who have met their now wives on Hinge. One of my friends is married to a medical doctor. Now, they met when she was in med school, but he is married to a medical doctor that he met on Hinge.
Bro,
And
that's
I'm
an
like,
investment.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Like, if like seriously, you and I mean, I've met his wife too. She's really nice, but fit, swims, works at like total package deal.
Yeah.
Alpha
Yeah,
team,
total
this is
fucking
Chief of
package
Security
deal.
Blanchard.
Now, my
Are
friend
you
is
aside
not
for
like,
sore
you know,
eyes?
he's not like Michael
I've been holed up
Bird,
in the
he's not like
mansion
Arnold
since
Schwarzenegger,
yesterday
but
trying to organize a
he's not as
containment.
tall as I am.
Now
He's
that
not
you're
like
here,
bodybuilder,
lock on
but
that
he
AO.
works out pretty
I'll
regularly.
track that
He's not like
magic
ripped, but it's like he's solid 7. But I mean, he's not like some male model either. But anyway, I was like, well, if he met a doctor on there, and if several other friends have met their
We've got 3
wives on
scientists
there,
unaccounted for
and I'm talking
crossing
like
the town.
married for 5 years, and some of them had kids or kids on the way sort of thing. Not like, oh yeah, I've been married to her for a year. I was like, if they've had that success, sure, I'll give Hinge a try first. And Hinge, you have to put the most thought into. You can't just sit there and doom scroll like you can the other apps. So you have to actually put thought
Can't
into it.
tell you how much I love
But
that.
I
fucking
tried
sound.
that first, and I mean, I have the highest ratio of time spent to matches received on that app, but still not a whole ton of those even ended up becoming dates. Like Tinder, I could swipe on for an hour at work if it was slow, and I would maybe get 1 to 3 matches. Hinge, I could be on for, I mean, I actually never paid for premium on Hinge. You only got 6, I guess, profiles that you got to check out a day, and I would usually get a match every day or 2.
Hey, there you go.
So, Hinge, out of the major dating apps, Hinge is a good one. But asterisk. My success, like, I had some success, but not total success, if that makes sense. But I've known other people who have had great success from Hinge. But Facebook dating, yeah, I was really skeptical just because I was like, it sounds weird and kind of desperate. But I was like, I'm weird and not quite desperate. Sure, let's give it a try. What do I have to lose?
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Rack. Door.
Hang on. I was in the alleyway.
I'm gonna have to buy another gun because there are no other ARs on this map for me to buy. So,
Why didn't you come in with a good one?
because I still need to level
Buy it.
this one up. Aims. Yeah. So it's a waste. I'm just gonna level up an SMG. After this one. Fuck it.
Continue with your story, Nick.
Double points.
Alright.
The end.
Yeah. That isn't it?
See? Can't be hungry if you don't have a
Maybe you
head.
went
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Maybe his mic
Hello.
got muted. Oh,
Hello?
there you are.
Hi. I accidentally
Press
bumped the pair button on the top of my controller. I know, the smallest button on the controller. I bumped it. What were you asking?
We were waiting for the end of the story.
Yeah, or to continue.
About. Oh, that's,
Yeah,
that's
it-
really. That's really
It
it.
was in the
So,
middle
yeah,
of your
we-
sentence and you got cut off.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, buy a gun? You mean a normal week in an American's life?
There ain't nothing wrong. Oh, just lock the fucking door.
Tear them to pieces.
Zach, take this.
What? Oh! Thank you.
No problem.
Game changer.
Watch your six. There's got to be more crawlers out there.
I'm just getting wrapped.
So
in
she'll
this
be
one.
gone for a month, Neil?
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
attention?
Yeah.
Think you crushed her?
I think so. Yeah, like she doesn't seem like the cheating type. I'd be more concerned about family down there being like, oh, here's this nice Mormon guy you should marry, you know, or you should get to meet instead. But I like to think that she has a good head on her shoulders and wouldn't, but that's really my only
Max
concern.
ammo.
Okay.
That they try to, push her to meet some local Mormon guy down there. But
Is it Normans or Mormons?
Mormon.
Mormon.
M-O-R-M-O-N.
Okay, yeah. I thought you guys were saying Norman. I'm like, who the hell's Norman?
No.
Norm
That'd be
MacDonald,
French.
our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, you guess you probably never see Mormons. They're pretty
Never
much
even
just,
heard of them, dude.
Yeah,
They-
ruled Utah for a long time. Their influence has waned in that state.
They basically created Utah essentially. Utah only got settled because
just
the
good
Mormons
clean
kept
fun, isn't it?
fleeing further and further west because they kept getting kicked out of wherever they settled for their strange beliefs. So yeah, they kept fleeing further and further west, and were some of the first white people to make it that far west in North America. Because it was, I think for a while, their territory was part of the Mexican Empire. I know, it was part of
Yeah, it was.
Mexico, but it was never really settled by them. It was never really settled by anybody. So regardless
Yeah.
of whose territory it was on paper, nobody really used it. So they eventually settled out there, and yeah, and then. Back in the 1890s, the church officially outlawed polygamy because basically their territorial governor or representative, whatever, was like, "Hey, I have word from the federal government. They won't let us get statehood unless we outlaw polygamy." So,
Oh, so hard.
I know, right? So,
Like, just act like the rest of us.
yeah.
Better than the Scientologists.
Oh, definitely. Scientologists are. Yeah. When I was in France back in June, I took a wrong turn in Paris down basically a cul-de-sac, and hey, there was the French Scientology headquarters. Yeah.
I can't believe you saw it.
I was like, what's worse than Scientology? Scientology, but French.
That is true. Nasty.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess never encountering Mormons up in Canada makes sense because it revolves around Jesus coming
Oh, yeah. I can
to
feel it.
America.
This
like,
one's gonna kick like a
territory that is
motherfucker.
today America. So I can totally see why it's not really a thing outside of America, which is ironic because Mormons send quote-unquote missionaries all over the world.
They don't seem to spread it very well, though. They
Yeah.
try, but Latin America is not influenced at all by that. And they go to freaking Panama and Guatemala 100 times a year. I don't see any, like, you know, cities that have been converted hardly. Not that I go there, but at least you'd hear about it.
Yeah.
So I wonder what they're really doing.
Oh yeah, Brogan. At the museum with the airplanes in Germany, they had some really good reference books, all in German, granted, but some really good reference books in the museum shop there. They weren't necessarily directly relevant to stuff they had there, but one is infantry fighting vehicles of East Germany. One is tanks of East Germany, and one is unrealized armored projects, concepts, and something of the Wehrmacht. Yeah, and I bought those 3 books.
So you're gonna unleash your inner Stasis.
What I'm saying is, if you want to, really, I saw the first book and was like, there's a drawing of the Rata turret on the front. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I need to get this one. And then it's like, no, there's ones on East German stuff, and not so much. I mean, all they used is, you know, Soviet equipment. But I was hoping there'd be some good uniform reference pictures in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
East Germany is fascinating. That's true.
It is fascinating because
East Germany and Yugoslavia are the most interesting Eastern bloc.
Yeah,
Besides
because of the dichotomy of the traditional and of the traditional iconography, German-inspired iconography, but with communism slapped over the top of it. Yeah.
It's funny how they, you know, wanted to get away from the Gestapo and the SS, but of course they immediately found the Stasi to be worse than the SS.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Great job, guys.
Their goose-stepping looks exactly the same.
Thanks, Dr. Mulligan. Joined the physics team
Typical
last year.
German
Nice
overcorrection.
enough guy, but
Yeah.
And look at them now. They're so afraid that they've cucked themselves. They're so afraid to be. They're so afraid to be seen as racist that they cuck themselves.
They still have those night ceremonies though, with their gray uniforms and jack boots and tiki torches.
Yeah, they're what is it? Großer Zapfenstreich. Yeah, when they did one of those in like 2021 after the withdrawal from Afghanistan, I was like, oh my god, they still let them do that? That's awesome.
Even Merkel was there, I think.
Yeah, like there were several like foreign dignitaries there. And I guess the whole tradition is whenever they're like done with a war and all their personnel has come home, that's what they do. But yeah, just with how like bro, they're marching with torches on the steps of the Bundestag. Like, oh my god.
We haven't seen that for a while.
No!
So it makes me sad that they did the Reichstag building itself.
Exfil is
That
available.
glass dome looks like utter dog shit on top of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the original dome, it was like made of steel beams and glass as well, but it looked much better than that RGD2 looking thing they plopped up there.
Yeah.
Lame. You a fan of East Germany or?
I don't know a damn thing.
They also kept up the German tradition of very catchy military marches.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, their
of
anthem
course,
is 10 times better than the current German.
oh yeah,
Slash Western anthem.
Ausruinen, yeah, way better in every way. Yeah, like for like national anthems created from scratch in the 20th century, I think it blows everybody's out of the water.
It does. Although the Soviet anthem is pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Insta-kill.
And even China's
Yeah.
anthem. I like
Busting
China's
heads for fun and profit.
What did you think? Hugo
Business
Chavez
is
is the
booming.
anthem?
No, China's.
Oh, China. Yeah. And
It's
I
just
will say
pleasant to listen to.
how they like throw the flag out while they're raising it all dramatically. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That I think that is
them doing
really
that when they took back Hong Kong and Macau is insane.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this is ours now.
And the size
I
of
don't
the flag they throw out,
Yup.
too. Yeah. It's like, it puts a Perkins American flag to shame. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some good anthems. There's some shit anthems out there.
Yeah, was it Ultra? No, was it Tiger Star? One of those guys on YouTube did a video rating
Suspending expo
everybody's
for now.
national anthem.
You're on your own.
Bless you. And he had a category on anthems for countries that no longer exist. And yeah, he talked up East Germany to no end.
Yeah, they definitely should have adopted that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even mention anything. Doesn't say like Marx.
Yeah, no mention of communism at all. Yeah.
Make room,
They're gonna
everybody.
use the word
I'm
revolt.
coming through.
West Germany wasn't having it. They didn't just want to reunify. They wanted to dominate.
Max armor.
Yeah, I've watched a few documentaries on the whole fuckery that went on behind the scenes of the process they'd worked out to basically allow the market to buy up former East German stuff, and then how it actually went down. And dude, the corruption that went down on the back end almost gives Russia a run for its money. Serious, it was fucked.
Well, at least
It was
Russia had like some backbone afterwards, you know, like a little bit to reassert itself. But like,
Yeah.
East Germany ceased to be completely. So it was just West Germany, like, you know, picking off the pieces of a corpse.
Yeah. Well, like a good number of them, they were like, yeah, we're
Time to
gonna,
bring
you
the
know,
pain.
this is gonna become a wholly, you know, employee-owned company, like how we have in the U.S. You know, the entire company's shares are owned by a trust that all the employees, you know, get a portion of the profits from. I mean, that's how Hy-Vee works.
Yeah.
At least so they claim. And that's what they were gonna. That was gonna be the plan with a good number of those companies. Like, you know, hey, yeah, it's basically. I mean, I don't want to say basically, but it's more or less capitalized privatizing over communism.
Yeah.
And then all these companies that they like worked out plans to do this with, and like it was all written down on paper, and they were ready to just flip a switch. Yeah, all these other giant conglomerates are just groups of wealthy businessmen just come in and buy the companies up. And a lot of them they shut down because they were, you know, redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair.
There's a YouTube channel called East
See
Germany
that, Pat?
Visualize.
How about you get up
And
your
it's
ass
done
and
by
give
a
it a go?
German guy, but it's he does it all in English, and he gives a lot of useful insights on everything.
Maybe they should have stayed independent. They didn't have to be a socialist state anymore, but they've been independent. They had industry. They had their own culture to a degree. Could have done something.
I mean, they had what little industry they had. Yeah, that fucking
the Russians were
Soviets
involved.
didn't come and steal from them. Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing that created basically let the Nazis come to power after World War I. Yeah, let's do that exact same shit again, but even worse.
Well, this time they made sure the Germans were a lot more powerless. Although I still think Germany shouldn't be as large. I think former East Germany should be a country. Bavaria should be a country. The rest.
Just a few days ago, I heard somebody give a spicy opinion, but the more I thought about it, I was like, that would have been interesting to see how that went down. Where after World War II, the Allies should have just divvied up Germany into basically made each state or historical German kingdom its own country again.
Oh yeah, like the German Empire, just not unified. So
Yeah,
Prussia,
like
Baden, and Bavaria,
and
Württemberg.
yeah, well, Baden-Württemberg, yeah, because that had been a state.
Can't tell you how much I love that.
A lot of like a kingdom.
Yeah, but
Very
basically, yeah. Yeah.
Max armor.
which is saying something because Bavaria is still really big. At least
It is.
At least for a German state, yeah.
Although Prussia, if it were to exist again, it would be absolutely massive. It would be the majority of current German. Although most of their territory is gone, but they'd still have the Brandenburg area, and they'd have the Rhineland at least.
Yeah.
Turn them to pieces.
Yeah.
Schleswig-Holstein. Hamburg. Which I like that Hamburg is a town state, so I like that.
Yeah.
Saxony.
Sachsen, Anhalt.
Well, Anhalt for a long time at least, until the formation of real Germany was its own country. It's a little Anhalt, although before, you know, like Polish Empire consisted of like 500 other countries.
Yeah.
Until Napoleon, all forced them into the Confederation of the Rhine.
It still blows my mind how there were so many kingdoms that all spoke languages that were still at least somewhat mutually intelligible that morphed into modern day German.
True.
Like, it almost seems to me like there was a German super state long before that then fractured, because it's like...
Well, there was.
Before the 500 and some kingdoms?
Yep, before that, there was the Frankian Empire, which, you know, there was East Francia, West Francia, Central, which eventually France would rise out of the western portion, and then Central and East Francia would form the Holy Roman Empire. But initially it was more centralized, but that was the German state, and it slowly devolved over time. Smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pieces of inheritance were doled out, and dukes claimed their titles and shit just got even more fractured.
That makes
there's a lot more. But initially, yeah, sure. Europe, almost all of Europe after the Roman Empire was rolled into one massive Western European Empire, consisting of like all of France, a decent bit of Spain, the Low Countries, Germany, and Italy. It only lasted a couple generations.
And what was that known as?
Carolingian Empire.
Okay. Okay.
Then that's when it broke up into the Frankish states, which then one of the Frankish states, France, and the other two. Middle Germany were always competing over Alsace-Lorraine because that was Middle Francia, essentially.
This all makes even more sense now. I'm sure I'd heard this at some point in the past, but that connects everything and fills in the blanks for me, so thank you.
It's pretty, the history over there is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Carolingian Empire was Europe's most enlightened, best chance after the Western Roman Empire.
Yeah. It was pattern recognition part of my brain that was like, there's a pattern here. Something's not adding up. There's a missing piece here.
The Margwas coming
Not a good time. Hold up.
The Margwa. And you'll help me with the Margwa, please.
With a what?
It's in the zombies mode here. It's this giant monstrosos. It's attacking me. New COD's on Game Pass, so I don't gotta buy it.
Oh,
I just killed it.
I want you to
Campaign's
know,
actually
when all
pretty
this
decent,
fuckery
you
is
know, I won't even
over,
lie.
I'll miss
Oh, that's
you
funny.
most
It's
of all.
actually, it's already on my home screen, even though I've never played it.
Probably an ad.
Oh, what?
An ad's at the bottom now.
It just updated the thumbnail to be the, of the old COD, I guess.
Oh yeah,
And I'll
that's
do
what
it
it
again.
should be.
Many bloody
What they do
times.
now is, instead of just releasing each game as a separate thing, it's called like the Call of Duty HQ. It's kind of like Halo, the Master Chief Collection, where all the games are inside that application. You can launch them separately or install them separately if you want. But they're like, it's one game now, basically. One game is inside the game. So that's Warzone now, Warzone. That's where Black Ops 6 is, and Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 games that came out. The campaign's cool. The Gulf War is something which I appreciate.
That is cool. Is it what time period?
Literally just the Gulf War, so early 1991.
Interesting.
Now, the
that
campaign, of course, has very fictional bits. Like the Gulf War, I wish was actually the whole campaign. That'd be nice. But there is like a lot of, fictional stuff. Like, oh, there's like some rogue secret spy group that's causing problems. We have to go fight them. That kind of stuff. But yeah, I appreciate that you do get to kill a lot of Iraqi soldiers. So it's cool. You see the old Iraqi flag and everything, and they have the Iraqi Republican Guard symbol on their, helmets and stuff. And I don't know. I liked the campaign overall. It's pretty good.
Do you get to fight in the Battle of 23 Easting?
No, there is a battle where you're in Kuwait, you're fighting at the airport there, and then there's a couple bits where you're deployed into far western Iraq, you're taking out a bunch of scud launchers and stuff.
Yes.
Do you get to drive a tank at all?
You do, you don't get to fire the gun because it's actually a T-72 tank that you kill the Iraqi troops and pile into it, and then you use it to run over a bunch of Iraqis. As you're battling your way through the airport, you drive it through the terminals too as they're fleeing. That part was fun.
There's actually an
you fire the
a
gun.
certain number.
Yeah. That part was pretty cool, actually.
Stefan, buddy, what's up? Sorry, guys, keep talking.
No, you're good. But I don't get to reenact my 2.1 mile world record tank shot. Aww.
There is actually one shot you do fire when they finally get the gun working at the end. You fire at a cargo plane that's attempting to flee. That part was pretty cool. I liked it.
Buddy, I'm gonna be streaming a while.
Iraq. Unfortunately, Saddam does not make an appearance. He's mentioned a lot. You see his portraits, in palaces.
Saddam Hussein.
So damn efficient.
Buddy,
Yeah, it is. It's like their most recent war that they've put in the COD game.
We've all been saying that, and none of you have hopped on.
Prison time for you. You lucky undead bastard.
Saddam. What do you think of the Republican Guard?
I mean, I know a little bit about it, but as with many things, my 10,000 skills about it.
Well, I was thinking, I know everything about guns. I know very little. I know topical stuff. That's like second ever. And you know more about vehicles.
Yeah, and that
no
was
more
why.
technical stuff.
And that was why we clicked. Because you knew the big picture stuff, where I knew the small detail stuff. But we would compare notes and figure out how things worked in with each other. Like, why was this design choice on this gun or this vehicle made this way? Well, this country was facing these shortages. These are the engineers they had. These are the companies. That sort of stuff. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Republican Guard, they weren't like the best. They were the best of his troops because they were given the most privileges. They're basically just like a modern-day Praetorian Guard. If you got in them, you'd be like loyal to Saddam, and Saddam alone in return. You get nice cars, food. Basically, you'd be in a tier above everyone else in Iraq. So it was the privileged elite. There's only like 50,000.
Right. Fizzy drink
They
says
fought a lot harder
nobody's
because they
dying
had
on
a
my
lot more to
watch.
fight for. The average Iraqi soldier. Although Iraq is such a fascinating country from that time. They had like, what, the 5th biggest military in the world in the Cold War. Based on
Yeah.
But it seems like they had a lot of
Yeah.
Saddam was kind of a
Too much going on up there anyway.
Cold War was a big mistake. And the Iraq.
I do know a teeny bit about that.
8 years of World War I combat.
Yeah, electrifying swamp.
Got Iraq lost as well, since I get every single advantage. Yeah. And he had the support of the U.S. We even ran interference for him, protecting his oil tankers from Iranian missile strikes and their air forces. Still couldn't win.
Listen, fuckers. Efficiency is key when running a business. This is me being efficient.
He's dead, he's not dead.
Something like that, yeah. So, how long did it take
First
for
one to say drinks on the bar to get
Russia
a
/
fucking
the
knife in
Soviet
their leg?
Union at the time to cozy up to Iran post Iranian Revolution?
The Soviet Union didn't really do as much with them for a long time. At that point, they were, being drawn into Afghanistan, so they had a lot more on their plate at that point. They really actually didn't become best friends, with them until they were Russia proper. That wasn't until basically Bush called them as part of the Axis of Evil. 2002, I think it was, and that's when Russia's like, oh. The United States has singled out these countries, which means they might be willing to work with us if we want to create, That's when Russia started.
Heads are basically pineapple filled with jam.
Establishing ties with Korea, because after the Soviet Union fell apart, Russia had nothing to do with North Korea anymore. All their aid tried to try to get them closer to China. So they wasn't really into President Russia tried to establish ties. The relationship didn't take off a lot more until Obama was president.
Obonga!
Bingus. It's crazy that they can launch Israel and Iran can launch over each other and still not be a war. Yeah, isn't that what war is? But I thought they could really reach each other besides missile strikes. I don't know how they get an army to each other without invading their neighbors.
Oh yeah, I realize how much has that. A lot has happened. Yeah, the whole fucking exploding state. I laugh, but on the other hand, it's like, holy. So, what got me was, on the one hand, it shows how centralized Hamas's acquisitions were, but on the other hand, it's like, how was it that centralized? Like, how is it simultaneously that centralized, yet they're so disorganized? It tells me they've been controlled opposition this whole time.
You think so?
I think at least to an extent, it's like, how is there an organization that can, get, clearly they have all the pages come through one source, the Israelis, were able to fuck with them, and they clearly then were all distributed from probably, one small group of guys, logistics, quote-unquote guys, the organization that were Israelis, actually, and then they all got distributed down clearly a chain of command to be able to communicate with each other. This wasn't just some group of 10 guys in one place that had, one small cell that had these. This was an organization. But if this organization is this way, how are they so otherwise incompetent in their action?
I mean, they have stopped Israel's advance so far.
I shouldn't say incompetent. I shouldn't say incompetent. I should say ineffective.
Right. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, I don't know. They were more effective back in the 90s when they threw Israel out of Lebanon in a humiliating fashion. Maybe initially, they were a lot more efficient when it came to that, because Israel controlled all of southern Lebanon until 2000. And they even had a Christian puppet state down there too. But they were happy with that status quo. But kind of want Lebanon to be real. So, then they...
You never see that? I'm just warming up, baby.
But I don't know, maybe they've just been sitting around for too long, not doing anything for the last 24 years. Except for, you know, Scud attacks. But anybody can launch this. So I don't know. Who knows how much money Iran gives them. Yeah. So far, though, they are kind of, with all their leadership dead, Israel still can't advance very far into Venezuela. Lost some tanks, their Merkavas, whatever they call those pieces of shit.
So, despite the fact they're Israeli, yes, I am about to defend them. They are one of the most well-armed tanks out
right in
there
the
today.
goal.
They seriously, they're like fucking Abrams by tons. And the Abrams already, the current generation versions of the M1 Abrams are known for being overweight in like the mid-70 ton range. The Merkavas have like 10 fucking tons on those.
God damn.
But that's because Israel doesn't really need to transport them very far.
Right.
So they just keep putting all the defensive shit they can on them. Also, they're really the only main battle tank today that has the engine in the front of the hull. So they all have a boarding door in the back of the hull, right under the back, like in the back of the hull underneath the turret, and it's protected by the tracks on both sides. So not only that, so Merkavas can also hold like 3 to 5 fully equipped troops and deploy them out the back as well. The fact that they're Israeli is unfortunate, but all things considered, there's a lot of things they did differently on those that nobody else did. Now, because the Merkava was designed for a very specific very unique use case to Israel. But they are unique in the main battle tank world. But also because the engine is go ahead.
I was just saying, I've always saw them as more like IMGs though versus like proper main battle tanks. So like they seem more like they're equipped to fight, you know, enemy infantry versus like, you know, proper.
Because that's how a lot of them are set up. Now the funny thing about that is there is also a version of it called the Na-Mer, which is when I read into this, it's actually a play on words in Hebrew and one other language too, because Merkava is some traditional something or other, but Na-Mer is both a combination of the part of Merkava and something else, but Na-Mer is also the phonetic pronunciation of some other historic chariot in Jewish mythology, some bullshit like that. Anyway, but the Na-Mer is literally just a Merkava hull with like an autocannon on top, and that can fit like 7 guys in it, but it's otherwise an unmodified hull. But even a Merkava, so Merkavas, they are main battle tanks. They have a 120mm main gun. They have just as much, if not heavier, armor than even a lot of Western tanks. But if you look at them, the hulls on them are quite a bit taller. And that is because the engine is in the front of the hull. So the slope at the front can't be as aggressive. They can't be as low. Now, also the engine at the front provides a lot more protection at the front to the crew. But it also frees up that space in the back where they can fit, is it 2 or 4 stretchers with injured people on them in the back in any Merkava. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so they are a pretty interesting tank because they are a main battle tank by equipment and by all metrics, but they also have some extra capabilities that I don't think the Israelis really intended to have from the get-go, but just because of certain design choices they made, that it afforded them those luxuries later on. I think it's again, I don't circle jerk them or really read up on them much because they're Israeli. But yeah, it's one of those things that I think they're interesting because they're different from everybody else's implementation of the same concept, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. 1v1 then versus a T-72
Merkava down, but I'm gonna also pull a wall actually. I'm gonna guess a Merkava 4, the most recent Merkava. They might be under a 5 now. I haven't checked in like 10 years. I went deep down the tank rabbit hole when I was a freshman in but what type of T-72? Are we talking a monkey model like what Iraq had? Or are we talking
because that's who they
okay.
face. I mean, if it.
Oh yeah,
not anymore.
Merkava hands down. Merkava hands down. Oh yeah, another ironic thing is the Merkava uses. I think they're licensed to produce copies now, but they use a German MTU diesel engine.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. I mean, shit, like, half the Israeli Navy uses German-built ships and submarines.
They used
not
German
more.
Panzers during the freaking 60s and 70s in a couple occasions.
They had Panzers for the wars, and Israel R98Ks for years. So a lot of them had. So in the early years, they were still an 8mm Mauser, but later on, they made new barrels for 30-06 and then 7.62 NATO. So there are Israeli, so you can get Kar-98Ks in 308, 7.62 NATO that were rebarreled by Israeli. And Israel didn't even really care to scrub the Waffen-Ops off those.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they just left them up. They didn't care. Yeah.
That is interesting. I wonder what, like the average like the whole reason they're living in Israel is because of the events of the 1940s. Yeah. And then you look at that rifle and the whole reason that came over. You might even, if you're a soldier in the 60s, you remember that too, probably.
Now, I have a hunch. I haven't seen this anywhere because I also, again, don't care to do much research because it's Israel. But, I have a hunch that intentionally is a reminder of the past. Especially, at that time, the world wasn't so much of, let's, scrub the uncomfortable history, or more so as, hey, we've, taken these from our former, I don't know, like how black people see, like, our former, slavers. Yeah. It's a reminder of, for them, still pretty recent past, and, the things that them as a people had allegedly been through, or they knew deep down they hadn't really been through much, and so they didn't really care that much about the symbol of the first.
Or it was a symbol of victory in their eyes. Like, hey, the symbol's on it, so what do you think?
Yeah. Again, it comes down to,
or, people now, back then, they have, you get a gun, you get a gun. Got a problem with that private, drop and give me, 50, like, fucking deal with it.
Plus, it's like Israel, we're taking all the guns they could get, and, if all the work they need to do is just put a new barrel in it, great. If they don't need to spend an extra, 10 minutes grinding off the Waffen-Ops, it's like, great. It doesn't matter, really. From, all we need guns. Just, does it shoot? Yes. Okay, great. Does it shoot ammunition we can easily get? Even better. Send it to the front.
Yeah.
Does it have some inconvenient marks on it? Don't care. Send it to the front.
Gun is a gun.
Yeah. Gun is gun. Might makes right.
That's what I do say.
Yeah.
I like the T-72. It's like one of the most versatile things I could ever.
It is.
It's been everywhere and it's seen.
To me, it was. I think more the later, Soviet satellite stations, post-Soviet breakup modernizations of them, like what Poland did, and Poland and the Republic did with their T-72s and thing. But they never really took them as far, to the furthest. I shouldn't say that. They took the concept about as far as it could go, because the T-72 at the end of the day.
Can't be hungry if you don't have a head.
They didn't have composite. I don't think they had composite armor. At least not the ones the satellite stage got. I know, definitely. I think even the monkey model that Iraq got. The monkey model was the M suffix, but the West called it the monkey model because they didn't have all the at least by Soviet standards, better electronics like fire control systems. A lot of them, the monkey models didn't even have like hard steel armor. It's like mild steel. Like they didn't even use. Yeah, like they didn't even use like Panzers in World War II had better grades of steel for their armor. But it depends on what kind of T-72. But again, if you're trying to modernize a tank that old, you're having to do a lot of cutting away, you know, the insides and run new shit, and it gets to a point where it's like, this just isn't viable anymore. So, yeah. I think they're neat, but I think the T-64 is cooler because it was
You
really
like the round part of it?
not necessarily the round part of it. It was the first. So it was the first main battle tank at all with a main gun over 120 millimeters. The T-64 entered service before, when all NATO main battle tanks still had 105 millimeter main guns. T-64 brought the 125 millimeter main gun into service. Then slowly in the 60s and really the 70s is when NATO started to the 120 millimeter main gun that we still basically have today.
I have the mutant injection.
Something that I think is funny is West Germany with the Leopard 2. Even the very first, like, the Leopard 2A0s had 120 millimeter main guns in the 70s. We didn't start putting the 120 in the M1 Abrams until around the time of the Gulf War. We had a fair number of M1 Abrams in the Gulf War that still had the 105.
Extraction available in your AO.
Cold War era West Germany had been using the 120 for a while. I mean, hell, the British Challenger 1s in the Gulf War had the 120. That's what the world record distance tank kills were made with. Challenger 1s with the 120.
Get to the LZ.
Hell, I think even the Chief Centurion. Whatever the British tank that came before the Challenger was, I think even had a 120. I think. I'd have to double check that. But yeah, the U.S. was actually one of the last NATO members to roll out the 120 to their tanks. Now, we had the Abrams, which overall was a very modern tank. But still, adopting the gun was pretty late on. Like, yeah, the M1A1 Abrams, the A1 is when they added the 120, and we're only on to the A3, and the A3 has only come out within the last 7 years.
The Abrams is I can't lie.
It is, yeah. Gas turbine and everything, which I think it's funny that we adopted a gas turbine in the M1 Abrams, but no other use of gas turbines in vehicles really ever caught on because they claim a bunch of reasons that I think are kind of bullshit. They tried them in cars. They just claimed all this shit. They tried them in semis in the 1960s. They tried them in locomotives, as in trains, like instead of diesel electric, gas turbine electric. And none of the uses really ever worked out, but somehow it did, directly driving the tracks on a main battle tank. It's just a little strange to me. And the funny thing is, the main reason we used a gas turbine engine as opposed to a diesel V12, like literally everybody else did, was sound. That was it.
Rack, don't start.
They're hot.
Okay.
They run hotter. They're more fuel thirsty. I mean, actually, one other thing: they can run on any liquid that goes boom. Like in typical service, the Abrams is ran on. I think it's JP6 jet fuel. But realistically, you can run it on any liquid that lights on fire. Gasoline, diesel, kerosene, any kind of jet fuel, alcohol, anything. That's one of the cool things about a turbine engine. They can theoretically run on anything that burns.
Rack, bro.
Yeah.
I think I have to play this next game on my own because my Deadshot daiquiri is very close to being done.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do it. You do that.
I'm gonna do it like a quarter game here. Quarter of a game.
Sure. Here, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Alright.
So how goes things up in Leafland?
So far, so good. Trudeau's
Yeah.
losing a lot of support. That's all I could say.
That's where I was gonna move with the conversation. Yeah, I've heard some rumblings, but I mean, I'm in just the circles I'm in. It's like, how true is that? But he's losing a lot of support overall.
He's losing support on his own side too. Some liberals
Damn.
are asking him to sit down. Hold up. I'll be right back. I'll throw this out.
Okay. You back?
Neil,
Yes.
quick question.
Okay.
What tips do you have for winning the Eliminator?
Remind me, was that the fucking ghetto ass battle royale but with cars?
Yes, it was.
In Forza?
Yes, it is.
Dude, I only ever played like 4 rounds of that because it's fucking unbearable. So I have nothing for you.
All right, I didn't know how much you played it.
I played it a few times, and at first it was like, oh, hide and seek but with cars. No, I wish that sorry, I don't want to get too into it, but it was too fast paced for what it was, and just trying to hit other cars at speed is just hard, especially when you have a somewhat realistic physics engine like that. Like, you can juke somebody out at the last minute. It's a lot harder than... It's not my kind of fun, I'll put it that way. I wish that they had more of a full map, or at least partial map, like hide and seek. Like, you have 10 minutes or you have 15 minutes to find these people that are just hiding on the map.
I think you'd like the new mode they just added to Forza Horizon 5 then.
Ooh, what is it?
Hide and seek.
Oh, nice! Nice!
Yeah, they just added it, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago or something. It's like, there's one person that hides, and then there's 3 seekers, I think. And there's like powers or whatever, so the one who hides, they can like stun their pursuers and try to get away. And then the pursuers can like tag the other car to try, from a distance to see if other cars can like rally on them to try to get them. The mode is actually pretty fun. I played quite a bit of it for like a week there.
I'll give it a try. Something that I wish they would have rolled out a long time ago is you could like a lot of the more, like the NPC cars on the map.
Oh yeah.
I wish you could like drive those, and I wish that you could like go into some lobbies where it wouldn't show your gamer tag overhead and it wouldn't show you as a dot on the mini-map, and you could have a game mode of like where you just try to blend in with traffic. That sort of hide and seek, that would be cool.
See if there's anyone left to save.
Tell that they have had devs or supporters, I guess, support team running whatever they keep doing on that. So I mean, cool that they're doing hide and seek, but I wish they did it more like, hey, you can just get into a whole lobby where the whole map is just, if you want to do this, you can. But yeah, it's like, hey, yeah, you can just hide and seek, and you can just try to blend in with traffic. And the better you drive to blend in with traffic, the less likely you are to get caught. Now, some people, there's only so much of that I can stand. It's not necessarily my idea of fun for a long time, but it's like, hey, it's more like how easy can you hide in plain sight? Or like how there's NPC cars just parked at random houses. Or they could have it be like you can't stay still in one place for more than, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Uncle Sam gives out medals for marksmanship.
It's like how
you
the
can't just
multiplayer mode worked for the old Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
It was really just a big game of hide and seek where you'd have a target and pop up on like your screen saying, hey, go after this dude with a mustache or brown coat. And there'd be numerous of them walking around though. And the player who's playing as that has to like blend into all the crowds of people and stuff and try to not look like a player running around, you know, you had to be inconspicuous. And it was actually kind of interesting. There was some fun times there. Not the best mode ever because Ubisoft didn't really do too much with it. It kind of got stale. But yeah, conceptually it was kind of fun.
Nice.
Some players though were like fucking good. They would just know and they'd come right sniff you out.
That's cool. But because yeah, I think that's one of my idea, and I know I'm biased. My idea, let's say, but I think that I think it's going to be a good way to really have a game mode that would take advantage of the whole map. Because I think they waste a lot of the potential that they have with a map that big, where, you know, a lot of the game modes, it's like, it's only, you know, part of the map. Like, what's the point? Like, I get they do that because, you know, it's only a 15-player, like a 16-player lobby, and, you know, the whole map would be too big. But it's like, okay, just have the whole lobby basically be playing a continuous game.
They must have changed the Battle Royale mode from 4 to 5 then, because in 5, the mode is the entire map. And they, I think you could have up to 75 cars, although most of the time the lobbies aren't that full. I haven't seen it full since I launched with that. But it's at least 50 I've seen most of the time.
Oh.
And it is the whole map. It's like more typical Battle Royale, you know, there's a circle that starts closing in. You have to drive around, try to find car pickups, try to, you don't take out enemy cars by just bonking into them like a Neanderthal. Your goal is to
Go grab a mop and a
challenge
bucket. We gotta go.
honk, and then the game creates a race for you and that other car. It'll just pop up in real time somewhere on the map, and whoever gets there first.
Okay. That's a little better.
And it's the whole map, like the fucking.
I kind of want to give that a try now.
So yeah, when you were saying 16 cars, I was like, wait a minute, the Battle Royale must be a lot different. So the Eliminator is way bigger in Forza Horizon 5.
Okay, yeah, because I only played it in 4 because that's when it came out, and I'm like, this is like, it was a cool, neat idea, but I could tell they were totally just trying to capitalize on the Battle Royale craze of the late 2010s, and it was literally just run into other cars, and when you're both going, you know, 100 miles an hour, pointing at each other, you know, perpendicular to each other, the other car can swerve out of the way so easily that it's like there was realistically very little car-to-car contact, and it's like, I can't fucking eliminate anybody this way. This is tedious. It's like, this is simultaneously fast-paced, but tedious, because you have to, like, try to line up and hit somebody like 5 different times, then you have to slow down, turn around, build up speed again. You're basically trying to, you know, intercept a missile with another missile.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a bit different there than the other mode, which makes the achievement, though, for winning much harder, because you're up against way more cars. But someday maybe I'll get it.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for letting me know about that, because I have not touched 5 in probably going on a year now, if not more.
Yeah, I hadn't played it for 2 years until the hide and seek update came out, and I was like, you know what? I'll revisit the game here, because one, they've been adding achievements for the whole time, you know? So like I was missing I think like 80 achievements. So I was like, you know, I'll go back, I'll clean some stuff up, I'll play it. And I got sucked into it for like 3 weeks straight. I completed the whole Hot Wheels DLC, which actually grew on me. At first I hated it because the way you progress, but once I finally like figured it out, it was actually a lot better. I enjoyed it a lot. And the Rally DLC was
Get
good.
this standing in my way.
And then they just added a bunch of other stuff to the main game. And I don't know, it's in a pretty good spot right now. I was having a lot of fun.
There's a Rally? When did the Rally DLC come out?
That was 2 years ago. That was the last time I played it, was when the Rally DLC came out. And since then they added a bunch of other things.
Okay. Yeah, I should probably check on that again. For me, it was like, oh, the setting's Mexico. I don't give a shit. I mean, of course, I played it for like the first year because it was a Horizon game, but it's like, meh. And it's Mexico. Like, if it would have been Japan, shit, I'd still probably be playing that shit. But I mean, since the build up to 3, really the build up to 3 was when I first got in. But like, the build up to 4, people were like, it's gonna be Japan, it might be Japan, oh my gosh, it might be Japan. And then it wasn't Japan, and then they were like, well, 5, Japan is the next logical step. And then they picked fucking Mexico. Like, are you shitting me? Mexico?
One thing I do appreciate is I do like their idealized version of, like, you know, I guess wholesomeness is the way to describe it without it sounding too cringy, but I don't know, even though it is Mexico, like, it also, like, isn't. It's like a fictional, much better world where, you know, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but the feel for it's still there. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I played it a lot at launch and stuff.
For sure.
I don't know about that. I could go there right now. It's a good game, though. I enjoyed 5 quite a bit. Even if I don't get all the achievements for it in the end, I'll still definitely play the next one.
On that thing?
Who knows when that'll be. Although, rumors have it now that 5 is getting close to, you know, being done with. So, it's potential. Next game will be discussed at some point here.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't stop them from letting the Motorsport series lapse, and then the new quote-unquote re-release of Motorsport, I guess, wasn't. I played it for like the first little bit, and then I don't know if you played it at all, Progan, but I played it for a few races of the campaign, and it wasn't bad, but they changed the physics engine. They changed physics engine a little bit. There was something about it that I was like, I'll come back to this, and then I just never came back to it. But I heard other people that played it more were like, this is terrible. Now, I haven't touched it since then, but yeah, like I remember I want to think there was something about it that made me not want to just sit and grind it out. Because like I sat and would really ground stuff out on 6 and 7. Like I even did the race that was like 3 hours long. The bonus one that you didn't have to do, but you could like super complete the campaign if you did. I remember I made like a super like ergonomic, comfortable like
all over my good boots.
Like chair out of couch cushions. And I told myself I was going to take a break every 10 laps, and I did. But the scary thing is you get like halfway into it, and the rewind just quits working.
Oh yeah, it did.
Great. And it's like, so I basically I only got up to 2nd place, and I held and blocked the rest of the field. And then I flipped to 3rd. Oh, because you had to finish in 3rd place.
On my taxes.
You had to finish in 3rd, at least 3rd or better. And I was like, fuck, this is going to be a little... Yeah, so... But, like, I liked them, but there was, something... Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on multiple tangents within each other. Yeah, I mean, as we've seen, they've let the franchise lapse before, so...
That is true, but I feel like they have to have at least one of those games be relevant at a time. Otherwise, like, I mean, generally, trends right now show that right now, Call of Duty, Xbox,
many bloody times.
so they also do other things.
But without is there some exclusive thing with Call of Duty and Xbox now that I don't know about?
Well, after they bought them, they said all mods from on out will be the added Game Pass on.
Wait, who bought what? Microsoft bought?
Activision Blizzard, yeah.
Really? When did that happen?
They finalized the deal sometime this year, I think, earlier in the year. It'd been like under discussions for like a year before that, and Sony was like desperate to try to stop the deal, and they did everything they could, but they failed. And yeah, Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard, so Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, all that shit is now Microsoft's.
Damn, well that goes to show how out of the loop I've been on video game stuff for a long time. But
yeah, so it's on all CODs going forward, and I think they're going to start adding Activision's older backlog to Game Pass and stuff. Yeah, this is actually the first year, I guess, a long time that Call of Duty has been surpassed Xbox compared to like PlayStation. More people have been playing it on Xbox.
yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, the Game Pass it's like the biggest COD launch in history now. It's fucking huge.
So, are they COD and Xbox?
No, part of the basically Sony tried claiming that if Microsoft owned Activision Blizzard, they'd be establishing a monopoly over the games industry. Really weird since how they've sold like 45 million more consoles than Xbox has. So I don't know how they can claim Xbox has a monopoly or anything. But they pulled that card. But Xbox said, how about we sign a 10-year deal with you where we'll keep COD on PlayStation. So then that dispelled the whole monopoly thing. They were allowed to make the deal go through.
I think that is fair, to be honest. I mean, COD is the first-person shooter franchise.
It is. But Sony has like 10 other franchises that, like, you know, all in all, are probably bigger. Not bigger individually, but combined, Sony is more. They do have larger franchises.
Yeah.
But regardless, COD will still be on PlayStation, but they don't get any like perks like the last like 6 years or whatever. Actually, more than that, since the 360 era, near the end of that. Sony had a bunch of deals with Call of Duty where their games would like release slightly early, or they'd get like perks from day one or something like that, just from being on PlayStation, or maps that come out first. So is there a way to try to like, you know, get more people to play on PlayStation?
I'll help all you sons of bitches.
So
Out of the goodness of my damn heart, even.
But yeah, they own that, so if you ever want to play COD or Game Pass, just install it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get excited to update several other things first. So even though I even tried to have it like to the front of the queue, and it just did. Yeah. Thank you, Microsoft.
You see that, Pet? How about you get off your ass and give it a go?
Max armor.
But yeah, I
guess how much they bought them for, though, by the way, just
10 billion?
Try 64 billion.
64 billion?
Yeah, the largest acquisition, I think, in like the entertainment space, probably ever. Even LucasArts only sold for $4 billion.
Only 4? Holy fuck!
Yeah, and that included, you know, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all those time toy rights, fucking comics, everything. $4 billion in the movies.
Wow.
That just shows how much fucking COD makes, though.
Yeah.
It's just a money printer now. It's insane. Like, yeah, Xbox says since they've acquired them, their like gaming revenues jumped up by like 60%.
I'm in dire need of a shower. Time to bounce.
Just from owning them.
Prepare
like,
for exfil.
Wow.
Marking
that's
site.
just insane.
Yeah. I mean, because I think Microsoft realized. I think it. Well, I remember when they were buying Minecraft, I was like, what? But I think it's because probably, I think starting about 10 years ago, Microsoft realized that they can't just rely on being a hardware and operating company. I think they realized that because they see how things are going, and realize that they need to have their, or they think they need to have their portfolio with a bunch of game resets.
On today's episode
Which,
of
I mean,
Girls,
okay, yeah, they're gonna
go the way of the dodo.
monetize them, but hey, at least I don't think they've done. I think they've done better than EA.
Written time for you.
Yeah.
You undead bastard.
Well, EA and Ubisoft are the ones hurting right now.
Yeah.
Ubisoft especially might get bought by Tencent.
Yeah, I've heard that Ubisoft is circling the drain.
They just had one controversy after another, flop game after another. Like last year, like every single one of their games flopped except for, actually maybe they are this year. I don't even know if they had a single successful game. Their new Star Wars Outlaws game was a financial disaster. They thought it would sell 7 million copies in the first month. It didn't get close to that. And they had Skull and Bones, their game they've been working on for like 9 years, flopped historically as well. A new Prince of Persia game apparently was well received, but nobody bought it. So there goes that. They've had a lot of disasters, putting everything onto their next Assassin's Creed. And if that flops, then the Chinese will sweep them.
Yeah.
Which won't be great, because that means they'll fuck everything up even more.
Yeah.
Tencent is like the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, so when I was in France, the rental car I had was made in China. Like it was a mid-sized crossover, like all that sort of stuff. But it's MG, which used to be a British company but died like 40 years ago, that the Chinese bought up like 15 years ago and have been making cars under that brand. Anyway.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so, but because of many reasons, they're not sold in the US. They're sold in most of the rest of the world. But I mean, it looked like a cross between a Mazda and a BMW, more or less, in that segment.
A Mazda and a BMW.
Like mid-sized crossover, like a BMW X3 and like a Mazda like CX-3.
Okay, I could see that.
But it didn't look bad. I mean, inside the fit and finish on the inside felt fine. Nothing was like falling apart. But one thing that I noticed was when you would push on a window switch for the windows to roll up or down, there was about a half second of lag for every window, which tells me that they're running everything through a central controller. A central controller that is not fast enough to handle things as quickly as it should be able to. You know, like on any car with electric windows, I mean, even my 35-year-old Toyota, you push the switch. It is a switch that's connected directly to the motor that rolls the window up or down. There's no input lag. Like, every car company ever has done this way because it works. So the Chinese, in trying to run everything through a central controller, which, gee, they sure love doing that, central control, you know, it makes it so you have lag to your window switches. So, you know, you roll your window up a little bit, or you just want to roll your window down a crack. It's like, it's a pain in the dick because you just want to push it quickly. It's like, in that brief push to roll it down a crack, well, at first it doesn't do anything. So you're like, well, do I hold it along? Well, now it's up. Now it's down further than I want it to be. I want to roll it up a little bit. You pull it, and it rolls up, and it doesn't do anything. So then you hold it longer, and then it rolls all the way back up. It's like, what the fuck? So you had to learn the quirks of these window switches. Like, come on.
There is much they still need to learn.
And when I was about 5 minutes out
Windows.
from... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like they can't even get the fucking windows down. Or the window switches right. So I was like 5 minutes out from the rental car return, and I was frustrated. I just pulled up on one of the switches, and it popped off of the door panel. Like the switch part that you stick your finger on, I'm like, oh fuck, did I break that? Luckily, it just popped out, and I was able to pop it back in. Thank God. But still, I'm like, because I pulled up on it vigorously because I was just frustrated and I was slightly lost. But I was like, this fucking piece of shit. And I pull up on it and I'm like, this fucking piece of shit! As the window switch, I think, breaks. Because that's never happened to me on another car before. Like, seriously. Again, everything else on it seemed fine. It even had Android Auto.
Brack, I'm gonna play a multiplayer game because I'm nearly at level 51.
Insect, take that spot. Time to get our hands dirty, Black Ops.
Get the
Get
G.
to work.
Gotta get the G. So I'm just playing a game in Infection. That should bring me to 51.
Coordinates marked.
And then I'm gonna do that achievement.
But that was the Chinese car, and it's like, this is, I mean, Now, I don't know if you knew this, but most Buicks, or at least a lot of the Buicks now sold in the US are made in China.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so the only reason GM didn't kill Buick back in 2008 was Buick has, for some reason, been huge in China for like the last 25 years. Because in China, they see it as like some aspirational luxury brand. So, yeah, because of that alone, they've kept Buick. And so, in the US, it doesn't make sense, but like, I think Buick is GM's #1 selling brand in China. But they have at least a factory over there. So a lot of the, like, I think all the Buick, like, crossovers in the US are made in China. Now, granted, this is with, you know, some Americans, you know, in charge of stuff, but still. I forget who else, but there's 1 or 2 other companies doing it, too. Yeah.
Can't even get a roll-down window to work, though. I wonder how well their fleet of carriers are going to operate in battle.
I know, right? Oh, didn't their first carrier, like, catch on fire while it was leaving the dock or something?
Are you talking about their first domestic carrier or their first actual aircraft carrier?
I don't remember. Did one of them catch on fire as it was leaving port?
Well, I know Russia's carrier has numerous times. It looks exactly the same. So maybe it's that one, but I haven't heard if China's is burned or not.
Okay. But this was several years ago.
China has a couple now. A few more.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that Japan finally installed catapults on their quote-unquote helicopter ship?
I did.
Yeah.
Which is good news. I mean, those ships are literally the size of their World War II carriers. So.
Yeah. You know that wasn't a coincidence.
I think it's fair. They deserve some carriers. The Chinese need to have some.
Yeah. It's been great watching Japan glow up in the 21st century.
No, they get ready for war, but then they'll suffer demographic collapse.
Yeah, I mean, they already have that.
That's true.
Smoke.
What? You mean the most hyper-industrial, hyper-modern country in the world has population problems? What?
Technologically, I would say they're, you know, advanced in that regard, but socially they're still, like, living in the Stone Age.
Yeah, one of Japan's problems is that they modernize technologically so rapidly that their culture never really had a chance to make up for it. Now, you can also make the argument...
ignores that. It's like, oh, they have anime. That means, like, they're cultured, and, like, they're great, and they're Western, and they're like us, bro. They're not like us in the fucking slightest.
Not much time left.
They are, like, barbarians still in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they went from basically a Bronze Age society to beating Imperial Russia, which is not a top-rate country, but beating Imperial Russia in, like, 50 years.
They were the first country to defeat a European outsider, essentially. It wasn't, you know, Europe. So that, yeah, that was pretty big.
And even when they did that, like, half their navy, at least half their navy was still made up of foreign-built ships. Now, a lot of them were, at that point, were built in Japanese. Hey, still, they beat Imperial Russia with a lot of ships they didn't even build themselves.
Japan has had weird growing pains. In some ways and stuff caught up in others. And now they are paying prices. I mean, most Western countries are in budget experiencing demographic changes right now. Especially with birth rates and stuff. But Japan, you know, and like Taiwan and South Korea are unique in the fact that they're like annihilation levels of demographic collapse versus just like a general trend downwards. Which the world does need, you know, less people, but you also need to have countries too. You can't have zero population. That's their fun problem.
Yeah, we should just nuke India.
Damn.
Well, India will end up like China soon. I mean, their population's still increasing, but their birth rate is declining. So in time, India's population will decline too, like China.
Yeah.
China's population decreased by 8 million people last year.
Yo, Rack.
And
what
China
did
won
You
as
say
well.
that
did you use for the
enthusiastically,
sleep
but
region?
knowing... You say that enthusiastically, but knowing China, I don't think I should be excited to hear that. Like, decline how? Were they all harvested for their organs? Were they all sent to re-education camps? Was it just a bunch of old people?
Their birth rate has declined so much now that it declined as in less births. There's more deaths recorded than births.
Oh, okay.
So they, they closed like, oh god, what was it? 23,000 preschools last year alone, because there's just no demand for them, hardly.
Whoa.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
and that was just lasted. The birth rate's like continuing to just plummet. Even China now has social workers calling young people and, well, especially women, and basically demanding that they have children. Like asking them, like, oh, why aren't you doing this? You can do this, do this. When was your last period? Oh, don't be afraid of this. You know, all this other stuff. Like, they're going just above and beyond desperate to try to slow that. Because now that means their economic predictions for the future are all going to be completely wrong.
Yeah.
China is having problems.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 million. That's insane. That's literally
Oy
like
vey!
3 Iowas.
8 million!
Yeah. Bye-bye. And then, you know, they wonder, though. People like having families normally the size that their family was, right? And when you have a one-child policy, what was the households of the people who are alive right now? What did they grow up with? A mother, a father, and themselves. So why would they want to have so many kids that didn't grow up with that? Now that one-child policy is coming back to haunt them.
I mean, the whole world has known that it was going to haunt them ever since they implemented it.
And not to mention the fact that if it was one child, it wouldn't have been as bad if they were able to maintain, you know, a proper gender balance, you know, 50% male, 50% female. But because if you want to have something good, you obviously just don't want to have sons. That's useful with, like, labor and other things.
Using
The daughter, you just marry her off and hope for the best. With the son, it's, you know, a bigger asset to the family.
They're cooked.
So they killed a bunch of their daughters, and now they have way too many young men. Damn.
Other than go die in a war, yay!
Oh yeah, they'll rank one at some point, I'm sure. Maybe they'll get involved in
So that's literally, I hate to say it, but
Using
numerically the, I don't know if I'd say best, but
Securing
easiest
Charlie.
way from a government's point of view to solve that problem.
Yeah.
Klaus authorizing UAV mission.
I mean, Russia's kind of trying something like that now they're losing a ton of men, so who's going to
Scout
father
pulse
all those
activated.
children?
RCXD moving out.
They're desperate for Lad Dolph.
I mean, even before this, though, Russia's had a terrible mortality rate just in general. The amount of Russians that drink
Consequences at
themselves
home.
to death by 40, like, God.
Enemy marks
They
being
needed
eliminated.
Crimea, desperate stopgap to add to the million population, but it still wasn't enough. They had to need more. They needed the Donbass. They needed Ukraine itself. But they've expended a lot of energy and lives to acquire that, so I really don't know.
Yeah, the fact that they've kept going as far as they have when they were already in the position they were really just blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I always figured that Russia probably would not get a total victory, as in, you know, Ukraine would collapse and they'd march triumphantly, you know, they'd establish a puppet state or total annexation, but they'd win in the sense, you know, they'd probably get the Donbass and maybe something a little bit more. Half, of course, though, is long and difficult. Every Russian soldier killed is embarrassment for Russia. I I mean, even if Ukraine doesn't win there, I think they more than held up their end of it, making Russia bleed. Because we couldn't make Russia bleed without, you know, leading to larger conflicts, and there's a lot of people bled there.
And I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm sure you've heard of them bringing more North Korean soldiers into the fold.
Yep.
And there's pictures floating around of allegedly a North Korean KIA wearing Russian equipment already.
So
yeah,
they just got there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, well, like, don't forget about it with Russian Digiflora camo uniforms on. And they're holding a North Korean passport over the guy. Ouch. And a North Korean passport is not something that's frequently seen.
No. That's like one of the rarest passports in the world.
Yeah. So, I'm inclined to believe it's legit, but I also haven't really been on Instagram much either in the last several months, because, hey, what do you know when you have a woman in your life, you don't need the dopamine hits of social media so much anymore.
I mean, I don't even have social media either, and I don't got boobage in my life either. So, I mean, some people, I guess, just need it.
I guess for me it was just the picking up of, hey, I have, you know, something else to look forward to in my life. But yeah, so in the last few months, I maybe check Instagram once every other day, which, considering there's several friends that I know that still send me multiple things a day, I haven't flat out said anything to them. I was hoping they'd get the hint, but I think it was really more after I came back from France that I just didn't really care to check anymore. I really just wanted to see how long it would take for people to get the hint that I wasn't reading things every day, but nobody's really said anything.
I figured that's probably part of the reason why you didn't look at my Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat too. I noticed that earlier tonight, and that was either right before or right after the notification popped up that you were on Xbox. And I was like, oh, but yeah,
I normally only
Snapchat.
send something like once a month on Snapchat. So it's like, no, it's nothing urgent. It's literally just memes. So I was like, if he sees it, he sees it.
Yeah.
If he sees it in a month, it'll be the same if he saw it in an hour. You know?
Yeah. And I think
feel
now
like
that
people.
I think about it was. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I feel like people have gotten the wrong idea about what like texting and messaging is supposed to be. A lot of people now seem to believe that when you message somebody on, texting or whatever, they're supposed to respond to that immediately just because they have like ready access to it. But I feel like the way I see it is I just kind of treat it more like mailing letters. Like you send the thing to them and it's in their inbox and they can just look at it whenever they want. Like I feel like unless it's an emergency or something, it doesn't warrant an immediate response. But some people are like so addicted to that shit. They have to send it. They gotta read it. You know what I mean? It's just a less barbaric version of the post office.
Yeah.
But go ahead, you were saying something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I think that was kind of since I got back from France, too, I think, because I was, like, trying to think, yeah. Because, yeah, like, seriously, for most of my adult life, it was like, oh, if it's slow at work, I'll just sit and scroll Instagram for God knows how long, or I'll just sit and, scroll. Instagram was the one that I was the worst about. Otherwise, I would sit in a Discord server, and at least I'd be talking with at least most of the Discord servers I'm in are ones that there are at least a few people in that I know, like, have met personally. So yeah, I'm talking to people on the internet, but at least some of them are people I've met in person too. So otherwise I just sit and browse Discord.
Discord mod.
I'm only a mod in one server, thank you very much. But
Are you an admin?
I am the admin in another server too. I actually created that other server. It was more of a backup. It was more of a backup for a server that I was already in.
So basically, you hate me, so you're not gonna look at my messages.
Yes, I hate you and never want to hear from you again. But yeah, no, just things in general, I don't know. So, it just feels like things in general have been feeling, I don't know, going better. Oh yeah, I have the Land Cruiser back. I guess I never told you that I shipped it off in the first place.
No, you did. No, you did.
Okay, yeah. I got it back on Thursday night.
We met at Charlotte's Kitchen not too long ago.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That was like, well, maybe 2 months ago.
I met another
even,
friend.
but yeah.
I met another friend at Charlotte's Kitchen for dinner around that time too. So I think the
so you
times
kinda
were running
mixed it
together.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, got it back on Thursday. I've been driving it around. Does a lot better in some ways. Other ways, it's a little, I don't want to say disappointing, but not quite what I thought it would crack up to be. But hey, it's better than it was, and it's more fun to drive now. So
you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's back just in time for, maybe a month of driving it. I'm gonna put it away for the winter when they start salting the roads, though. It already has surface rust underneath, and it doesn't need to get worse. So
I understand.
Yeah.
Rack, how far along are you in your game?
Round 17.
Alright.
So, yeah.
I got the achievement, dude.
Good job.
This shit was easy. I didn't even kill him from behind, I killed him from the front.
Dude, what? I tried that and it never worked for me, so I literally had to do the behind takedown. Oh, well, at least it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
There you go. You have now done it in the multiplayer.
And 5 of my augments are done. I'm on elemental pop now.
Neil's like, what did they say?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not bullying you.
Neil here's no achievement hunter.
No.
Nah.
He plays Forza though sometimes. He's like a Forza main. He does tunes. And
I
puts
was
vehicles
for a
to
long time. Actually, the Forza franchise is the reason why I originally bought an Xbox in the first place many years ago.
He's a casual gamer.
Yes, I have never claimed to be anything other than that. Tonight will be the first time in about 4 months that I've played a video game.
Fair enough. Yeah. Casual.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even buy Jug this whole time. Fucking forgot.
I hadn't really touched my Xbox much at all for a long time, and then earlier this year I got back into City Skylines for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the city that I kept going for like almost 100 in-game years, all of a sudden the population just started to go down the shitter, and then with the population going down the shitter, I couldn't cut back expenses quick enough because it starts going in 2 minutes. With so much infrastructure to support it all, it's like, hey, this is why Detroit's gone bankrupt. But anyway, seriously, everything was fine, everybody was happy, all my metrics were good, and it's like your population will just randomly fluctuate by such a huge amount that it almost like bankrupts you. It's like, what the fuck?
Did you check your fertility rate?
Yeah, it was fine. I made sure to have extra medical capacity, all that. I was actually to the point where I was trying to min-max statistics in it. But anyway, then I got back into Battlefield 4 for a little bit. Well, I played that for a little bit, and then I hadn't played it for a while, and then the first time I played it again, that night I don't remember the substance of the dream, but I remember I had a really violent, unpleasant dream, and I was like, I have a feeling those two things are correlated. How about no?
Damn, I don't think I've had like a nightmare because I played a video game before.
So that's the thing. In the past, I never did. But then I also remembered that if there was ever a time where I would not play like a first-person shooter for a while, it would take me a good week or two of playing it regularly to like get my reflexes back, like to get back, actually be able to like even cognitively like get my reaction times back up. And I was like, hey, maybe this is my mind telling me it doesn't want to do this right now.
Huh.
So
yeah, that is interesting. I don't think I've ever.
Because I'd never had
that.
I'd never remembered that happening to me before either. So that was a new thing, but it's like, if dreams are supposed to be your mind's way of making sense of what it's experienced that day, and it wasn't like a
that's a little
like
bullshit, dude.
Yeah, I feel like dreams are just total nonsense. Because
So-
I've had some pretty fucked up.
If I have a
horrific
dream of
dreams before
Shrek
that.
flying a plane, is that supposed to mean something?
Some do, some don't. But it's the ones that more stick with me. The ones that I remember for more than 5 minutes after waking up, that I tend to put a little more
That's
thought
fair.
into than others. So
Yeah, that's fair.
He believes he's a dream speaker now and a Mormon.
No, what a
Feels getting
combination.
spiritual now.
I will say I have gotten a little more into spirit. No, I wouldn't necessarily say so much spiritual, but kind of the more, I guess, yeah, spiritual stuff. Don't worry, I don't smoke weed. I don't have crystals in my house.
Oh boy, you just
But
you named someone I know very well.
I know. Well, sorry, not you or someone you know specifically, but there's a whole stereotype. There's a whole stereotype that I'm making a point of saying I am not that because it's cringe.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, I went down to Arkansas on a motorcycle trip. Actually, just about a year ago. It was like mid-November of last year, and the trees were changing color. It was about 10 degrees hotter here than it was in Iowa. Weather was still nice, but the roads down there, like Brogan,
Yeah.
like if you would try to make roads like this in a Forza Horizon game, people would be like, these are too windy. I can't go fast enough. Blah, 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 blah. This isn't realistic. Like, dude, the elevation changes, the amount of switchbacks, and since it doesn't really snow down there, they don't ice the roads, so the pavement is all in good condition. Like, dude, I felt closer to whatever higher power there may be in those 3 days of riding around on rural roads in Arkansas than I ever did in church growing up Catholic.
Huh.
I don't know what it was, but the beauty of it and the experience, it brought tears to my eyes multiple times while I was just riding around. Like, I went down there with a coworker, but I just did my own thing each day. I didn't ride around with other people. I was like, oh, where does this road go? Where does that road go?
Starburst is on, by the way.
Yeah, I invited him. I think he's just playing with like Noah Henry or something.
Is that Jacob?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So he and I haven't gone out for several months now because we both have we're both in, I guess, relationships. And I just texted him out of the blue like last week and was like, hey, just checking in. Just want just want to make sure that I haven't forgotten about you, but update. This is why you haven't heard from me. And he was like, oh, nice. And I was like, so how are you doing? So yeah. Because he and I were going out,
Yeah.
2 to 3 days a month. Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
Well, he
Just-
told me too, so yeah.
Yo, I'm thinking
Yeah,
of just
okay, yeah.
crashing his game right now. Just fucking
Oh, shit.
join up.
Is he playing multiplayer?
Yeah.
I figured. Yeah, okay.
Well, COD just got done installing. So, hey, what do you know? I have an hour before bedtime.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck do you mean it needs an update? What did you just spend that time downloading 18 gigabytes for? What the fuck?
What did you install exactly?
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I think it was just the launcher.
Oh,
You just installed Warzone.
you poor
Oh,
bastard.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. Call of Duty it's like Halo now, so there's numerous things inside the launcher, and you can install them all separately. And if you install them all, that's like 400 gigs or something.
It's like you're installing MCC on the PC.
Oh, he's never played MCC.
Oh.
That's the only way I could describe it then.
Oh. Rip.
But yeah, you have to pick and choose what you want once you have it, basically.
I might just end it off here, this stream. Gaming.
But you had a very interesting streamer.
Yes. You can look back on this conversation on my YouTube channel. I don't know, yeah, it's just getting a little late. I might have work tomorrow, I don't know. And your game is still not close to finishing, is it?
Yeah, I'm only on wave 21. So, yeah. Not a joke, Neil.
No, I'm just proud to hear somebody else
Wait a second.
quote an old meme like that. Because God knows I do it way too much too.
Well, every time I hear 21, I immediately think about
21? Yeah, 21. 21.
Alright, I'm just gonna end this off here.